What a week, y'all. What a week, man. I've been moving all week thinking it's the middle of June. I could take a week off, right? I'm not going to miss much. It's not going to be crazy. The streets ain't going to need us this week. Oh. Were we wrong on that? I'm sorry if we let y'all down. The streets needed us the most over the last week. And look, it might have been good because I don't know what Cole would have said as he was staring down an inevitable Boston Celtics championship. And that was brutal what they did to you because it was obvious. It was so obvious. Jerry West went on and got out of here, dog, before he had to see it again. He was like, yeah, ain't nothing for me to see here. I'm out.
I just want to say, this is the worst sports week I've had in a very long time, man. This is the worst sports week I've had in a very long time.
Oh,
no
man.
good news.
It was so bad. It was like one thing happened on top of the other because like the weird Lakers coach situation was already going on in the background of this, right? Whatever happened with the UConn coach and the Lakers, and all it did, no matter how you look at it, was make the Lakers look awful. Like there's no way you can look at it and think the Lakers look good. It looks bad. So like, that happens.
I was watching it like, okay, so this whole Dan Hurley thing. First of all, they lowballed him. First of all, this is the second or third time they've done this with the coach where they lowballed him.
I remember Ty Lue was beside himself.
They wouldn't give him one extra year. He
was like, "What is this? What are you doing?"
Wouldn't give him one extra year. And then he immediately gets the job with the Clippers because the Lakers are being cheap. But it's whatever. So they lowball Dan Hurley. He says, you know what? I'd rather stay at UConn and just get more money here. It's like, okay. Then they hire J.J. Redick. Now, I want to say this. I don't think J.J. is going to be a bad coach. I really think it depends on who's going to be on his staff. Rondo's apparently going to be on his staff.
What?
And I think that's a good hire.
No. Rondo is a basketball genius. I just didn't know he was coaching.
Yeah, Rondo's apparently going to be on his staff. I think that's a great
hire. Has he been coaching?
I don't know if he's been coaching, but he should be.
Yeah,
very intelligent. Very intelligent basketball player.
He used to beef with Rick Carlisle and win.
I mean, to be fair, he was on that 2020 team he was on that 2020 Lakers team that won. So like, I'm not mad at it. You know.
Hey, quiet as kept. The Cavs should have kept him. When they brought him in off that free agency deal, they should have kept him a little bit longer because he was talking about adding some things to that dynamic that the Cavs desperately proved to need over the next couple of years. Look,
Scott Brooks, I think, too, is going to be on the staff. Scott Brooks was the head coach. He was
head coach Oklahoma City Thunder, right?
Yeah, he was head coach for a long time.
Okay, so that's good. That's a good staff.
I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it makes me uneasy when somebody who has no coaching experience whatsoever, and JJ is a very smart player. If you listen to his podcast, like JJ knows basketball. I ain't really worried about all of that. But no coaching experience whatsoever. Not as an assistant, nothing. And his first job is the head coach of the largest and most recognizable brand in all of basketball and one of the most recognizable brands in all of sports.
The Boston Celtics.
Don't start with me. That also has LeBron James on the roster.
Yeah.
That's not a situation you can go into where, like, this doesn't sound like it's going to work out well. But I will say,
I would agree.
One thing about the Lakers, sometimes this shit just works out. How it's supposed to work out.
I think, and this is my hot take, J.J. Redick had a better chance to work than the UConn coach because J.J. Redick has the possibility of walking in there and not really having much of an ego about his ability as a head coach. And in a situation where you have LeBron James, one of the smartest basketball players of all time, right? Basketball savant, even guys like Rondo marvel at his basketball ability. It might behoove the Lakers to have somebody who just lets Bron do what Bron want to do. Because the Bron formula that Bron has put together in Miami and Cleveland, it does work, right?
It
like the get him some shooters. Let me drive. Let's get somebody who can put rim pressure on, and we can cook with that whole identity. That works. So I do think that the job of coaching LeBron James is not complicated as far as X's and O's. It's complicated as far as ego goes. The guys who don't work with LeBron are the dudes who come in with the big ego on LeBron, right? Like David Blatt thought he was the shit because he won a couple EuroLeague championships. Telling LeBron what plays he gonna run. It don't work, right? I don't know what Darvin Ham was like out there in LA, right? Like all you need JJ Redick to do is know when to call timeout. Like that's like I feel like JJ might got this, right? Know when to call timeout and know how to work with LeBron James. The question is, how's that going to work when LeBron in the next few years inevitably either retires or leaves, right? Like, and that's where it starts to fall apart, because this hire is made, I don't want to say expressly about LeBron, but it's a hire that makes sense when you have LeBron on the roster. But it starts to make less sense when you don't have LeBron on the roster. And that's when I get concerned about what the Lakers are doing, because LeBron's got a year or two left. Like, let's be real. He's not playing till he's 40, or he might. But at that point, what Bron are you really getting? It seems very short term. And maybe the hope is he does this thing, he hides behind Bron for a couple of years, and then he learns how to be a head coach over that span. Like, maybe that's the case. But in the grand scheme of things, man, like we talk about Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra was an assistant coach for 10 years before he was the head coach of the Miami Heat.
Literally started from the bottom of the organization.
Yeah. So expecting JJ Redick to master being a head coach in 2 years of coaching experience, I just feel like is setting him up to be another coach that gets fired immediately after LeBron James leaves. So that's my concern long term. I think like this year, next year, y'all gonna be cool, right? Y'all gonna be the same Laker team y'all been for the last 4 years. You're gonna be frustrated because y'all got shit to be frustrated about, but I think y'all might get the 6th seed, right?
The thing about the Lakers is like there's some roster changes they need to make. And I expect those changes. I expect those changes to happen. Might happen in the draft, which is in 2 days. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
2 days.
That's 2 days. 2 days,
hours.
and the Cavs just hired a coach. Look, one thing that could help the Lakers is if JJ Redick can step into a time machine and also be his 2016 version of himself. Ray Rag says, I'll try not to derail the show, but I've never seen an entire segment. Oh, he's talking about the Kendrick show. Oh yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We gonna get to that.
But why you think his lights look like that? Right?
All right.
Euphoria. But that was a bold choice he made. He started that thing off already. We're not gonna get derailed this way. We gotta talk about the Cavs. We gotta talk about the Cavs.
Yeah, it's real quick.
All right. So the Cavs hired Kenny Atkinson. And look, in a vacuum, what?
We already starting off wrong. Starting off lying.
Dan Gilbert hired Kenny Atkinson.
There we go. Let's call it what it is.
Now, in a vacuum, The Cavs hiring Kenny Atkinson doesn't bother me. Kenny Atkinson, yeah, good assistant, had a job opportunity to coach the Charlotte Hornets, was smart enough to say no to that.
Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, the Brooklyn Nets.
He started off coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He had an opportunity to coach the Hornets, said no.
Yeah, wasn't he the guy who orchestrated that Jared Allen team?
Yeah.
That almost beat, yeah, okay. So, like, good. He was interim, right, at that point.
Yeah, D-Lo was on the team. That was when he made his
All-star He ain't really get fired for no good reason. They just brought in Kyrie and KD, and I think they just had to change everything out, and they brought in, like, Steve Nash or some shit. Like,
yeah.
Good resume. Good resume. Then Kenny Atkinson can be a great head coach in the right situation. And in a vacuum, the hire doesn't bother me. And honestly, Kenny Atkinson as the hire does not bother me. It's how you get there. Right?
Let's talk about it.
For a month, I believe, we had been hearing pretty consistently from people who are pretty reliable on these sort of things. Not, it might be James. It was James. Okay? And I want y'all to know that distinction, right? It was, like, I'm pretty sure James was putting together a binder of shit he was about to do in his first day. That's how the whole thing with the Lakers happened. It didn't shake James. 2 weeks after the Laker thing, we still hearing what, Colb? Oh, no.
James.
It's James. It's about to happen. It's James. That's what's about to happen. If you've wondered why certain figures in Cavs world on Cavs Twitter have been tweeting basically as if James Borrego, was going to be the coach, it's because we had it on good information that was the coach. That for whatever reason, they were waiting to make that hire. Right? If you've wondered why a lot of people have had focuses and breakdowns in very long articles and pieces ready for James, it's because it had been heavily indicated that James was going to be the next head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. This morning, I wake up and I see it too. Was it Ben Axelrod of all people? From because I believe he's like a Browns guy who broke this.
I mean, he didn't break it. The first person I saw break it, Shams. Okay. Shams set out something, and then probably like 15 minutes later, Woj was like, Kenny Atkinson is coach.
By the way, that's got to be something.
That little beef. Yeah, you see it. You see it.
That's a storyline. Okay. Like, oh, you think I'm about to tell you right now? Step on it.
Well, we had to get him back for that Dan Hurley smoke when.
Oh yeah, said, I guess.
Sean Ben said JJ was the coach. He's like, it's like the Dan Hurley thing, I guess. But
yeah, he's like, y'all playing with me, man. Like, it is. Look, I need if there's not a beef history on that, I need a beef history on that. But
I'll put the word in.
Oh yeah, that's gonna do numbers. By the way, let them know. but because so many people want to know why that beef even exists. Like, it's such a weird beef. But anyways, that's where we were. Me and Colb have been communicating for a month about, hey, let's be ready, because any day they're gonna announce that James is the coach. True or false? No lies come out of my. Yeah, we have been 100%. Communicating about this because we knew it was gonna happen. Okay, cool. Wake up today, and Shams hits the report that the Cavs had a meeting, and that meeting ended with Dan Gilbert being sure that Kenny Atkinson is now the front runner for the job. 15 minutes later, Kenny Atkinson was hired. Now, Cole, me and you had heard James was the choice for the front office for a month. Nobody got hired. We heard that Kenny Atkinson was the front runner for 15 minutes, and that's who got hired.
Okay, so let's bring it back a little bit. Let's bring it back a little bit. So this is what happened. And I tweeted about it first, as soon as I woke up, I tweeted about this. Nobody thought it was weird that for a month, Everybody was saying James is going to be the coach.
And he wasn't getting hired.
And then in the last week and a half, you started seeing like Mark Stein. I think Terry Pluto has said something like how do we don't be so sure James is going to be the coach. Kenny's getting steam.
Keep in mind too how these dynamics work. A lot of the older, more traditional media people, they're really connected with the organization. Dan Gilbert, right? The Gilberts. A lot of the sports boots on the ground people, they know the GM. That's who they interact with, right? The GM, players, people in the scouting department. So it's an important distinction to make on look, this is part of media literacy. You got to know who is more likely to be in contact with who when you hear these reports, so you can source out where this information is coming from. But go ahead.
And I thought it was interesting. In the last week and a half, all of a sudden, Kenny was gaining all this steam again. Then come to find out, he started gaining all this steam after they met with the owner. They met with Dan. All of a sudden, Kenny's the front runner. Now, I also want to point out that they had another round of interviews with James and Kenny. Then Kenny gets hired. So we talk about the process of how somebody gets the job. This is what I'm going to say. Because it either worked out one of two ways. First way, front office had Kenny and James as the two candidates they wanted to hire. They had James number one, they had Kenny number two. Clearly, Dan had Kenny number one, and he had James number two. They both met one last time. Both decided, okay, we'll go with Kenny. If that's how that worked out, don't really have an issue with that. Second way, the front office wanted to hire James, period. Dan says, I want to hire Kenny. And then they hire Kenny. That's a problem.
That is why didn't you just fire Kobe if that's how you felt in the first place problem.
Thank you. That's the entire issue now, because now I'm starting to feel like, okay, this is Kobe's last year of job.
Yeah.
Before they get into
that's dead man walking, right? Now,
Literally.
Again, we'll see how this turns out. I don't give Dan Gilbert the benefit of the doubt in situations like this.
No,
right?
You know who's last two hires? You know who his last two hires?
It's not even the hires. I mean, Dan Gilbert's basketball decisions. I mean, I don't know anybody who's dumb enough to give him the benefit of the doubt when it comes to basketball decisions. But just like the idea that Dan Gilbert meddled, he doesn't get benefit of the doubt because this is what he has done throughout his whole time. So if people are quick to jump on that, I don't blame them, because look at what Dan Gilbert's track record is, and it's of somebody who meddles. So if you hear that they had a meeting with ownership a month after we have heard that James seems to be the consensus pick, then what am I led to believe happened? I really don't think it's the case of, oh yeah, they just, something cleared up. Now, maybe James did something funky when the whole Laker deal popped up. I think that's the one room where I'm willing to give some grace, right? Maybe James pulled his deal or said, hold on, to entertain this Laker thing, or stepped on the opportunity with the Cavaliers by maybe being a little bit too overzealous about that Laker thing, right? Where it made the Cavs feel like, oh, we're his second choice, and emotions got involved, and maybe that's how this ended up happening. That is a possibility, right? Because that did happen in between all of this, and the timeline doesn't necessarily match up, but it doesn't not match up, right? Right. It is possible. Right. So maybe that happened, and that soured them on James, which then pushed them to Kenny. How this happened, and it's funny to see people in Cleveland sports world know how to talk about Cleveland sports teams making good moves. Thank you for Super Chat, Ray Rags. It's just something where I wonder how that decision got made. It's the old What the Isaiah Thomas quote? Like, I know I was qualified. I don't know what went into that selection, or that process, right? I don't know if that's how that went down, right? Because something happened. Was it Dan? Was it James? I don't think it was Kobe who had a change of mind, right? Or I don't think it was Kobe who had a change of mind by himself. Either Dan influenced that by Dan being Dan, or James influenced that by doing something foul behind the scenes or doing something they didn't appreciate. I have no reason to believe that that's what James would have done, so it's hard for me to jump with that. Dan Gilbert, on the other hand, I mean, like, pick the evidence that you want of Dan Gilbert meddling. I mean, this should end any conversation to give Dan Gilbert the benefit of the doubt about meddling. Bruh said no to trading J.J. Hickson for Amari Stoudemire.
You ain't even taking it where you need to take it. His last two coaching hires,
David Blatt
and John Beeline.
Somebody did bring up a good point. Kenny Atkinson is far too conventional for it to be a complete Dan Gilbert creation. Like, that's the one thing I will say. Like, Dan Gilbert would have hired, like, Dawn Staley. Like, something completely out of left
We don't
field.
have an issue with Kenny at all. Like, we don't have it.
If that's the only reason I am willing to give some grace here and say that this might not have been a full Dan Gilbert decision, because at least the hire makes sense. And usually with Dan Gilbert, we're sitting here like, didn't see that one coming.
Another thing with the Dan thing that's a little bit concerning going forward.
Yes.
You're aware of who advised him.
No,
to
who
really
advised him?
To really put his foot down on getting Kenny.
Who?
Tom Izzo, head coach of the Michigan State Spartans.
We know that Dan been trying to hire Tom Izzo for 40 years.
That's all. This is all I'm saying. This is all I'm saying.
This is Doc. Oh no, Kenny, please don't get. I would be so sad if Kenny got put in another dog shit situation.
This is all I'm saying. You know, Tom, said, hey, like Kenny.
Just like Doc said it with that one dude in Milwaukee.
Listen.
What was that dude's name?
Man, I don't even remember bro name.
Adrian?
I don't even remember bro name.
Was that
Adrian Griffin? Adrian Griffin.
Yeah,
Adrian Griffin.
Yeah.
Man, slimed him out. You say Tom too old to be trying to slime Kenny out.
Hey man, he might want to get a bag before he call it a day.
Nah,
and he know. Look, this ain't about him. This might be about his kids. So I don't know what they up to, right? He might feel like he needs to make sure there's more in the bank. Like,
chill out, man. Chill out. He good. He ain't trying to do that.
Hey, this is about his family, dog. Like, only so much money you can make for the University of Michigan State. Like, he might have to hit that private equity. Like,
oh, can we talk a quick Cavs rumor?
Yeah, let's go.
Cavs rumor. No sources on this. No sources on this whatsoever.
This is a Jalen Rose special, right? You know how Jalen used to tell you stuff, but don't say I reported it. We just talked. It's two brothers yapping. This is what this is. All right.
Full yapping.
Full barbershop right here.
That's it. Right here. No sources. No
word on the street.
Draymond Green.
Oh no! Whoa! Where is this going?
Draymond Green's name has been popping up.
Oh, he's from Detroit.
Where did he go to college?
Michigan State. This is not great.
That's all I'm saying.
How did he hire John Beeline, dog? Like, he don't even like Michigan.
Listen, I don't know.
What is that? Yeah. You know what? We ain't gotta ever worry. Who's Tennessee's big rival?
Somebody in the SEC. I don't know who it is specifically.
It's got to be what, Florida? Yeah, Florida. It's Florida.
Is it Florida?
Yeah, and look, that's why you've never heard rumors of Jimmy Haslam hiring Urban Meyer. Like,
Listen, man, I just all I'm gonna say is Draymond's name has popped up in ways that make me uncomfortable.
oh yeah.
Or would make me uncomfortable if I was
The perception of this team is like we need to get tougher, and I can see how somebody could get to Draymond.
If this was Draymond of 5 years ago, I would be like, yeah,
Because if you get Draymond, realistically, that means you're getting rid of Jared Allen and you're letting Evan play the 5.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. All right. Let's talk about something fun, man. I don't know about you. I feel like I've seen your tweets. Hey, man, women's basketball has gotten into that mid-season form. Whew, they cook it out there. Like, we got some of these rookies are getting off the rookie walls. Like, and this is a draft class. The draft class is living up to the hype. And we go through 1 through 7. Okay, this shit is living up to the hype. I think every single one of them top 7 draft picks had a 20-plus game at some point during the season or something impressive or noteworthy. Obviously, Caitlin Clark has been hooping. That Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark pick and roll is looking like how they dreamed it up. Like, I guess they just needed practice. And look, Cole, if that's how they look after 5 days of rest, what they gonna look like after 30? Both of them, they ain't got nobody on the Olympic team.
That's crazy. Hey, can I throw a hot take out there?
Oh, yeah.
Throw a hot take out there. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese should have made the Olympic team.
Oh, what's your reasoning behind this?
Hey, man, I don't think there's 15 better players than them.
Oh, wow.
I don't think it's 15. I don't think it's 15 better players than them. Now, I can say there's 10. I can say there's 10 better players. But in that 11 to 15 range, yeah, they in
here's what I would do if I was like, honestly, everybody talks about it promoting the game, and I think there is a case to be made that like they could have made the roster. Here is where I would, if I'm the W, it would be a better advertising platform. Hey man, this gonna be the last Olympic class for this group of veterans, for a lot of them, right? A lot of them turn like 35, 36. They're gonna be out by the next time. Now, if you get to advertise a starting lineup or starting eight people rotation that has Angel Wilson, that has Caitlin Clark, that has Camila Cardoso. Well, no, she's Brazilian. My bad. That has Angel Reese. Now you are going to have one of the biggest advertising vehicles of all time, because not only are they going to be on the same team, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, they're going to be on the floor together playing a lot. And that's going to be very compelling after watching them war it out 4 times a year, 4 years in a row. That, I promise you, we going to be locked in to the 2028 Olympics. 2024, I just don't think it was the time yet for them to be out there, right? This is about something else and saying goodbye to a different era of basketball. And we would have just been sitting there frustrated that ain't none of the youngins that we know playing. But 2028? Oh yes, Cove. That will be the Olympics of all Olympics. That will be, because we talk about this, new leagues take years to grow, right? The W has grown over 30 years. And I think this Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese thing, we were watching the game last night. That feels as close to Magic and Bird as there been since something like that.
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie. What Angel did in that game shut a whole bunch of people up. One
thing about Angel Reese that she has demonstrated consistently throughout her collegiate career is that she has that dog in her. When she said that in that post-game press conference, I was like, yeah, it's earned. Because remember how she came at that second Iowa LSU game? Angel knew what time it was. She took over the game. She ain't got a jumper. She ain't got a jumper. I need people to understand how impressive it is that she took over a basketball game at a professional level. She's not super tall. She's not the biggest person on the court. She's not even the most athletic. Just pure willpower. Like that was like, what if Giannis was 6'6" and doing the shit he was doing in 2019? Like that was, you know what it was? Charles Barkley like. Like, how are you dominating the game like this from that spot? And it's just, we was talking about Dennis Rodman cop for her, right? Because she's having a little bit and a hard time finishing at the rim. These last two games, her true shooting percentage went up from like 52, and then last night it was 75. Okay. And what if Dennis Rodman could put up 30 is a crazy thing to think about. Like,
Bro, I was watching that game, and you know what I noticed? After Alyssa Smith did that too small thing,
don't do it to her. Do not talk trash to her.
Fried her and won the game.
I was shocked. I'm like, why are you doing that?
That was literally the turning point of the game. After she did that, she was like, okay, bet.
She like, oh, that's what you think this is? Look,
we about to win. We about to win now.
One thing people forget, Caitlin Clark played against Angel Reese when she was at Maryland, right? Both Big Ten teams. She know about Angel. Why you think Caitlin Clark don't be talking that much shit no more than Angel Reese? Like she stopped that. She was like, hey, bro, if I give her the thought that I'm going to talk shit about her, she turns into a different person. And that was just on site. Like, she can't escape it. Y'all both got to hoop. And look, the sad Caitlin Clark was hooping, man. She made like 5 threes on like 7 attempts. She was hooping. It just didn't matter. Okay. Angel Reese made a pass that made me think like she could play wide receiver. She caught that in the mid. Did you see that? And then put it back up.
I seen it.
It didn't even look shocked it went in. I'm like, oh. Oh.
You said, oh.
Oh. I had to rewind that like 5 times. I'm like, wait, did she just do that? Is that what Angel Reese is on? Hey, dog. That number 7 pick on her looks great. Okay.
Oh yeah. Like, steal of the draft. She looked like the steal of the draft. All right.
She's had 8 straight doubles. I'm like, damn, how she fall to 7? Like,
dog, she might win Rookie of the Year for real. Like, she might win
it.
She might win it.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight. Like, and they play again on Thursday.
They played again on Thursday?
Yeah. It's gonna be tight, dog. Hey, man. Them conference finals, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese is gonna be crazy. Okay, a 5-game series? Like,
hey, let's talk about something. I can't believe there were people questioning why they put that game on ESPN. I can't believe you would question that. Don't ever question it again. If they play against each other, we need to see it.
No, because look, all 4 games have been compelling. Like, all 3 games have been compelling, despite the fact that they are not good teams yet. But hey, here's the thing though. The Fever are looking like a good team. Like the last week and a half, like not just like, oh, things are going right for them. And this is something I talked to you about offline. When we watch the WNBA, we are realizing this is not a guard-dominated league. Like, it does help. Like, Sabrina Ionescu is cold. I went to a Dream game yesterday. And let me tell you, TV does not do justice to how fast the women are playing. Okay? And how hard those collisions are. I saw John Quayle Jones pack this shot, and this girl went flying. I'm like, damn, TV don't let you see all that. Like, I was sitting there like, oh my God. Like, so the speed of the game and everything, you got to go live at least one time to see how fast they moving. But like Sabrina Ionescu, Caitlin Clark was apparently the reason she didn't make the Olympic team was because she didn't go to the tryouts, Final Four the last 2 years. Yeah. Look, you can make exceptions, but it makes sense. And look, it just ain't the time. Like this, I promise y'all need to have some confidence in the star power of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. We gonna care in 4 years. Like, the people who actually care, they will care in 4 years. This is real. Like, the competition, this shit is real. You don't have to worry about capitalizing on everything right now. Let it bake for 4 years. Let them have some postseason WNBA moments and have actual beef. And then either one of them gonna get left off the team. I mean, it's gonna be an Isaiah situation, or they gonna have to be on the team. And the crazy thing is, I've never met 2 people who would fit better as teammates than Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark.
Bro, let me tell you, if they were on the same team, That is a dynasty waiting to happen if they play
Oh
them.
my! They were such a perfect fit.
Such a perfect fit.
She could rebound, kick out, screen, and score. And Caitlin Clark can shoot at that would be everything you need right there. Like I'm just watching this, like, damn dog, they could have been the best fit. Like,
man, that would have been the best. That would be the best duo in the league in a couple years if they on the same team.
Woof. And like the thing about Angel Reese that I think a lot of people miss because they get caught up in all the other nonsense arguments that people want to have on CNN about Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese hoops like somebody who don't get haircuts in the NBA, right? Like she has that nonstop hustle, like just ferocious on those boards. Physical. Like you would not expect if you saw a picture of Angel Reese and how she gets down in the pregame stuff and she wants to be a model to be as ferocious as she is. But let me tell you, she be moving grown women and she not strong enough to be doing that, dog. That's just straight willpower. It is incredible to watch. And she only gonna get stronger. like dog. Hey, the league is in good hands. They got her. They got Angel Reese. They got Cam Brink. And look, I was talking to Colbs. I'm like, damn, Cam Brink might end up being the best player out this draft class because she really plays that wing 4 combo position that really seems to be a huge mover in the WNBA. When you look at people like Angel Wilson who could play a wing, play the 4, play the 5. That's the same type of versatility you get from Cam Brink, and she has a 3-point shot already. And then you got Rakia, who's a wing, right?
Rakia's good, bro.
Hey,
She's so good.
And Colb, look, here's the one thing that's going, because I don't know if you noticed, the lottery for the WNBA is based off the last 2 seasons, not 1. So, yes, it sucks that Cam Brink won't play for the rest of the year. But you add Paige.
See what I'm saying?
and you got De'Erica Hamby.
We might be all right.
That front court gonna be fine, dog. You know, you just got to take your Tim Duncan. You just got to take your David Robinson year. You know what I mean? Just like, all right, you know, turn around, get Paige on that squad. That's gonna be a nice little squad right there. That's this year ain't your year, but next year might. Because Paige seems to be pro ready.
I'm gonna chill out. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
This is not my year. This wasn't my year in sports. It just wasn't my year in sports. It's all right.
But yeah, the thing that's lost, Camila Cardoso had a smooth 15-10.
Hey, Camila is gonna be crazy. I feel like Angel gets all the love and all the attention right now. Camila is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Because like it's interesting when you watch these rookies play and you're like, oh wow, they don't look as big as they did in college in this league, right? Like Angel Reese, she looks a little undersized there at the 4 at times in the W. Camila Cardoso does not look undersized against anybody other than maybe Brittany Griner. like I haven't seen them play against each other yet, but I would imagine Brittany Griner is 6'8", 6'9", like that. Camila Cardoso is 6'7". But yes, I think that's gonna be a great combination. All they need is to get them a Ricky Rubio. I don't know who that is in the W, but they need to get them somebody who could just facilitate, and maybe a pick and roll person who could shoot, like a couple shooters who could shoot off that pick and roll, because you could double stack them pick and rolls with both of them. Ooh, you got a lot you could do with Angel Reese. Like fixing the rest ain't gonna be that hard. There's somebody in college right now that can just that's looking at that Chicago sky and be like, hope they get like this. If they fall into that 8th pick, I could be there. That could be me. You know? Like, hey, that could be me. You know, I ain't gotta score. I ain't gotta do too much. Like,
man, I wish Cleveland had a WNBA team, dog. I wish we had a WNBA team, man.
We be jealous. What you mean? We be jealous. Like, that's how I feel as an Atlanta Dream fan, dog. We stink. Okay, we stink right now. What you mean?
Dude,
I promise you,
stink.
we stink. We stink. We've lost like 4 games in a row. Ryan Howard hurt. She ain't even been hooping that much before she got hurt. Jordan Canada just came back, but we got blown out by the Liberty. And I was at that game, Colb. I watched the Dream play the Liberty, and I was watching them be like, "Ooh, we ain't got it this year." Like, if this is what one of them good teams look like, we don't look nothing like this. Like. You know how good the Liberty are? That's the thing. The Liberty are so good. Like, nobody talks about it. But I'm like, yo, everybody on that team can shoot. I was watching them. I was like, oh, it's like if y'all had Klay Thompson, Joel Embiid, Dirk in his prime, and who else was there? There's somebody else in that equation. But just that big three is just insane. And that's legitimately what the Liberty have going on right there. Because Stewie is Dirk. Jonquel is Joel, right? A big that can score in the post and shoot the three, and athletic, dynamic on defense, and just bigger than everybody. And then Sabrina is one of the best, if not the best 3-point shooter in the league. And let me tell you, her 3 points, it feels disrespectful every time she makes a three. Like, I feel like it's personal. It just hits the net, and it just says "fuck you" when it hits the net. It's incredible.
Oh, you took this real personal. We watching that game.
It wasn't even that. I just be watching her play like the Connecticut Sun. Like, I watch Sabrina Ionescu play and tell me you don't feel that same thing. We're like, yo, she don't seem like she like anybody that she plays, dog. Like,
ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Remember, what would she do to Caitlin Clark? She did some kind of talk to Caitlin Clark when she faked Caitlin Clark this way, made her fall, looked at her, smacked the three, and went, "What are y'all doing?" Like, to their coach. Like, yeah. But my Atlanta Dream, they stink right now. I'm worried. I'm legit worried. Like,
my Atlanta Dream, they stink.
Yeah, you know what it's like? It's like watching the early Boston Celtics in the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown era, and you just be like, "Hey, dog, Al Horford's great, but what is Al Horford our best player right now?" And that's Tina Charles for us. Whereas, like, yeah, Tina Charles is clearly the best player in the Atlanta Dream, and Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard should be Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown at this point, right? It's like, I need y'all to be consistent. Tina Charles is the best player on the team. By the way, put up a healthy 20-10 against the Liberty. Didn't get nothing from nobody else. Nothing. Yeah, man. Yeah, my dreams stink. The dream is a nightmare right now.
The dream is a nightmare.
Ain't even no major injuries, dog. I think our coach sucks, but I don't know enough about the league to know if our coach sucks. It is tough being a new fan in there, because I'm like, yo, I want to say we need to fire our coach, but I don't feel like I know enough to know if we need to fire our coach. But it feels like we need to fire our coach. Like,
hey man, I want to talk about something real quick. Just real quick. Can we talk about how there's already trades and signings in the NBA going on? I feel like the NBA is rushing all of this offseason stuff, bro. Like, I feel like it's trying to get everything out of the way before football season starts.
It's smart. They trying to get this shit out the way. Well, no, it's worse than that, Cole. They trying to beat the Olympics, right? Because what happens? The Olympics, then we roll right into football season. They have less time. They need to fit all this shit in before Bron get on that plane to France, right? Because after that, we locked out. Like, we locked out.
Do you know we saw the Giddler get traded to the Chicago Bulls? You know what I'm saying? We seen.
What did you just call that man?
The Giddler. What?
That's crazy. Are you calling him that for the reason I think you're calling him that for?
Do you prefer the Giddler, or should I do P. Giddy?
Let's do Giddler.
Okay, we see the Gittler get traded for. The Bulls just got robbed.
Yeah, why did they trade?
I don't know why they said Caruso to OKC. First of all, Lou Dort, Shea, and Chet on defense is just crazy. That is a crazy defensive team.
It's like they were like, "Hey, would you like to get better?" Like,
and then Chicago's like, "Yeah, we'll take the Giddler. That's fine. Straight up, no picks, nothing.
That's nuts.
We'll just take him."
That's nuts.
Hey, Scotty Barnes.
Hey man, we need to call
5 years, 270.
Hey, we need to call Lonzo. We need to call about Lonzo if that's what they out there doing in Chicago. Like, fuck it. Let's see if we can get Lonzo for Isaac Okoro if that's what they like.
Is Lonzo even? We need to know if Lonzo healthy first and foremost.
I don't care. Like, if we only traded Isaac Okoro, it's worth it. Like, we gonna wait for Isaac Okoro to develop into somebody? He not gonna be here. Okay, after that rookie deal, anyways. If we trade that for the hopes of maybe getting Lonzo Ball back once he get that cartilage surgery transplant, dude, it's worth it. Like,
I'll say this: we don't have sources.
Mm-hmm.
Last season might have been the last season you see Isaac Okoro on the Cavs.
Which is why I'm just like, hey man, we could throw him in a package. Like, well, Lonzo and Karras. No. Karras actually adds value. I mean, like, sometimes he can put up 40. You can convince somebody to pay for that. But we'll do Isaac Okoro and George Niang. You know, they just want to build the most unlikable team possible. So let's give them George. Let's give him George.
George might just be here, man. For real.
Yeah.
He him and Donovan cool. So
yeah, Donovan got some weird friends, man.
That's the homie. You know how it go.
Royce O'Neal, the homie. Who else is the homie for him? Was it somebody who on the Celtics?
No,
Mikal
Bridges.
Trey Burks. Yeah, Mikal Bridges and Trey Burks. We don't need none of his homies on the team.
Listen, man, I don't know what the Cavs are going to. I mean, Donovan's going to sign the extension, it's looking like, so we should probably talk about that because that's a beautiful thing for the Cavs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Return on the trade, he signs the extension, so the trade's officially a success now. People can stop trying to act like they lost the trade or whatever with Utah. They clearly won that. So that's
until Utah gets like somebody good with one of them draft picks, and then people gonna want to People tried to relitigate the Kevin Love trade, and that's when I just gave up on Twitter's ability to analyze the trade. When people were like, I don't know, Andrew Wiggins did become a vital part to a championship team. I'm like, yeah, so was Kevin Love, idiot. Like, what are we doing?
It's not like Andrew Wiggins became a contributor to a championship team to the team he got traded to. The Timberwolves didn't win nothing.
Yeah, and they still ain't won nothing. They still got Cat out there. But
I just gave you that layup.
That's yeah. Appreciate that one, big dog. Nah, I like the oop. The pick and roll is working fine,
Man, I didn't even think about that. You was just like,
and also, man, do you realize if we would have kept Andrew Wiggins, we would have never got shirtless JR?
Man, talk about it.
We don't win the NBA Finals if we don't trade Andrew Wiggins. Like, that's where I'm at, because J.R. Smith was absolutely what we needed. What we didn't need was Andrew Wiggins out there bricking 7 threes at the beginning of Game 7. Okay, like, that's not what we needed. Complaining about he not getting enough touches. J.R. Smith was like, I'm going to shoot these threes, play occasional defense, and try not to fuck up too bad. And that was exactly what the Cavs needed right there. And Shump. Shump is such a forgotten about part of those teams. But Shump was big in those. I just missed the 2016 Cavs, man. Like, everything was right. Like, the roster was so good. We had Kyrie and Bron at what you could say still in their prime. Why can't we ever have 2016 back, man? Like, damn. Damn, we had it so good. We had it so good that 1 year. Okay.
It's over, dog.
That was the perfect like NBA championship team because it wasn't a super team. You can argue it was, but it wasn't really a super team. It was just a good ass basketball team with some really good role players and some fun bench warmers. Like, yeah, Mo Williams and Dante Jones on the bench. Dante Jones get like one layup in a blowout, start beating his chest and shit. Just the perfect NBA team, the 2016 Cavaliers. Shannon Fry, right? Great vibes guy, makes an occasional three, makes more than an occasional three.
Richard Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson, all-time vibes guy. Like, just you can't construct a better vibe than that 2016 Cavs team ever. It will never happen. It's the best vibe. It's like the anti-04 Lakers. The 04 Lakers had all the awful vibes.
All-time bad vibes. All-time bad vibes.
Karl Malone on that team.
Karl Malone, Gary, all-time bad vibes. Ooh. Getting it in, beginning it in.
Mm-hmm. Kobe was beefing with Shaq openly.
All-time bad vibes. Ugh.
Hey, go watch that beef history with Shaq and Kobe, man. There was some egregious stuff going on with Shaq. Like, with Shaq's behavior in that 04 season towards Kobe. Yeah, all-time bad vibes, but good vibes. That 2016 team. I don't know what the vibes are like for the Cavs right now, to be honest with you.
I don't think
they're
the vibes
not bad.
They're not bad.
But I am worried that they're not where they need to be.
I think the one thing you need to be cognizant of is that it would appear that there are massive changes coming. You know what I'm saying? Like it would appear that there are going to be some pretty significant changes coming to the roster.
So you saying Kobe lied?
I mean, he has to.
Yes.
To be honest with you, he has to, because he has to maintain the value of the players. He can't just say, "I'm going to trade these guys," because that drives the price down.
Let's be real about what it is. The only two players we feel like are guaranteed to come back are Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley.
Yeah, 100%.
Everybody else, like Jared Allen has a good chance to come back, but everybody else, I mean, if the right deal is on the table, could be gone. And we'll see what happens with Darius.
I mean, the clutch thing basically saying as soon as Donovan signs that extension, we're going to push for a trade for Darius. I feel like that has not changed. They haven't budged on that since it came out. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. They have not, like, there hasn't been a report that said that's not true, or as a matter of fact, Rich said, I'm always going to do what's in the best interest of my client, which to me says as soon as Donovan signs that extension, we are going to get Darius out of there.
I would just say this. It was very interesting that Rich and LeBron decided to show up for the last Cavs playoff game of the season.
Last two. So, Rich was there in the Magic series, and Rich was there Boston series.
Almost like they had some things to discuss. You know, almost like they had some shit to address. I'm surprised he got that feature request.
I just love how everybody thought they were conspiring to try to get LeBron back to Cleveland. No. That's not what they were talking about at all.
But now that we do have some shit to address, and then, you know, it might be beef between Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. Let's talk about what we know to be beef. Kendrick Lamar, Drake. And this felt like a championship parade. Like, he had all, and I say this with a capital H, all the homies out there. Right? Like, bro, when Tyler the Creator came out there, it was a transformational moment for me. Okay.
That when Tyler came out, people was going nuts.
I lost my mind. I was there. I was like, nah, he just playing. What's your name? That's Tyler. And I thought it was possible because Tyler was in the Hillbillies video with them a year ago. But yeah, he got Tyler. And I was like, that is a crazy, like, Dr. Dre introducing Not Like Us is the biggest flex of that whole thing. Well, also YG being heavily involved in this concert just makes Drake look awful.
Hey, can we talk about that? Can we talk about that real quick? I just want to talk about that really, really, really fast. Bro, why would you go on that song? Why would you go on that song and say, you know who really bangs a set? Why would you do that? Why would you do that knowing they are from the same place?
Mm-hmm. And wear the same colors.
Like, bro, you are from Canada. How would you know?
Charlemagne had a great point. He's like, when Drake said, you know who really banging said CB, he was like, oh, Drake don't know what he talking about. Chris Brown get jumped all the time in California. Like, he was like, this man has no idea what he's speaking on. And then he said, you know who bangs a set? YG. And YG followed this with a diss track called Weird towards Drake, where he's calling him weird and tells him, don't talk about Pyru business if you ain't Pyru. Like, the whole song is him in the most LA way saying, y'all weird. Okay. And then he shows up and does a set and a half at Kendrick's concert, and he's in the music video. Yeah, man, you shouldn't have mentioned him in your rap song, Drake. Like,
it's just so much of what Drake said in all of his songs have
aged
terrible.
Bad. It's terrible. So bad.
People were like, just wait till he performs Family Matters at OV. I was like, he shouldn't. I was like, if I was him, I wouldn't perform that song live.
Is he going to say, you know who Beckett said YG? Like, he got to change that lyric.
Man, he can't perform that song.
That is clearly not your friend, right? In the way that you implied that was your friend, right? No, Drake. It's not just that everything that Drake said aged so poorly, is at the same time, Kendrick's diss tracks have just aged like fine wine. Like, just that first verse in Euphoria just looks better and better. Like, Euphoria itself gets better and better and better the further away we got to it. And it was one of my favorite diss tracks of all time when I heard it the first time. Like,
I would say this: Euphoria is the better diss. Not like us. Not like us is a better song.
Oh yeah, not like us is a banger, right?
They played it right. Did you notice when you watched that Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever game?
Oh yeah.
As soon as they won the game, as soon as the Sky won the game, they played the song.
Look, man, I don't think this could have went any better for the WNBA than to have the Indiana Fever and the Chicago, because it's already a rivalry between those two franchises. Also, just the makeup of those two teams are very different and very similar to the dynamics that you had at Iowa and LSU. It's not as extreme because it's professional sports at the end of the day. You're just not going to get that concentrated of a vibe, but it's similar. Like, you know, you got the Caitlin Clark ops, right? The two people who have kept her away from championships in Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso, who, by the way, we don't talk about this enough, thoroughly ruined Caitlin Clark's chance of winning a championship that second year, right? Like, thoroughly ruined her chance. Just dismantled that Iowa team from the inside out. And then you got Angel Reese, and you have the new op in Kennedy Carter, who, by the way, looks like an all-star. Like, by the way, Colb, you know who drafted Kennedy Carter? My sorry ass dream. Okay.
You just want to sit on the dream. That's all you want to do.
I was just like, damn, man, I thought I was escaping Cleveland sports for this one sport. Nah, the dream do Cleveland shit. It's they making me mad. But I think I texted y'all like, dog, they making me furious. I must be locked into this sport now. But yeah, the constitution of that team. But let's get back to Kendrick. I remember you asked on Twitter which diss songs are Kendrick going to perform, and I think me and Rail said he's definitely doing 616. He's definitely doing Euphoria. He's definitely doing Not Like Us. Like, those are the three that you could do. he did those three. Like,
Yeah, I knew he wasn't gonna do. I knew he wasn't gonna do me. Hey, did you see what Parks from the Joe Budden podcast tweeted?
no, what did he tweet?
No, somebody was like, he was like, damn. Somebody was like, man, I'm surprised Kendrick didn't do Meet the Grass. And then Parks quoted and he was like,
Oh yeah, he was like,
it was hoes there.
the maidens were there, dog. Like, you know, like
Can't play that.
you try to scare him, dog. You try to scare him. What you doing? Look, man, he starts with Euphoria. And he adds like 5 bars to Euphoria. And he's like, Drake, this can end if you just return that damn ring. He
really does not like that man.
And then like, it's the thing about Kendrick that people don't talk about enough, right? We know he's a great lyricist, great performer, but he's a great performance artist, right? So when Kendrick is out there rapping, dog, he ain't like half these other rappers who just be like saying their lyrics. No, Kendrick is feeling the lyrics. Okay. Kendrick is rapping them lyrics, hard rapping them. Like he got a vein popping out of his neck. He just rapping these damn lyrics so hard. And I'm like, he really hates this, man. Like when it came to, I hate the way that you walk, the way that he was feeling it. He was feeling it.
Man. He was stumbling over the lyrics. I didn't even care.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't matter. The crowd had it. The crowd knew the lyrics to every song. Every
single one. Every single word.
By the way, I think you might get what you want on this new Kendrick album because he brought out J-Rock, Schoolboy Q, no King. You know, no family matters. I mean, no family ties. So you might get basically a Black Hippie Kendrick Lamar album, which
so happy.
Oh yeah,
so happy.
Had J-Rock out there for the minute. And you know what? I was talking to my girl about this. I forget how much J-Rock has had in the contribution to Kendrick Lamar bangers. Like, you just be listening to Money Trees, you're like, J-Rock in there? Like,
that's one of the best. That's one of the best features ever.
Hey, his feature King's Dead, you know. I was about to lose my mind if Future would have popped up on screen.
I'm not gonna lie. He didn't like that. And part of my mind, I was like, "Oh, this is where they bring Future out." But I was like, "Nah, it's a West Coast thing."
He would have. He would have only if Future would have got brought out. He would have got brought out, and they would have lifted him from the rafters like Sting, and he'd have been la-dee-da-dee-da, slob on me.
Man, I was like, where is Future at when you need him, dog? Where is Future at when you need him?
But yeah, he did like that. Also did like that. Mm-hmm. By the way, he said the bum. Okay, with some oomph. Okay, and it was just crazy hearing 20,000 people also yell that you a bum at the top of their lungs multiple times. It was like, damn. And then Dr. Dre comes out. And here's the flex by Kendrick. He not only gets Dr. Dre to show up, he not only gets Dr. Dre on stage, he gets Dr. Dre to perform Still Drake and California Love.
Man, if there was ever a time for the Tupac hologram, if there was ever a time,
that I got the feeling that if Tupac was still alive, Tupac would have been on stage up there, like rapping the classics. I was like, damn, man, hit him up. Like,
not gonna lie, that would have been the perfect time to play.
Mm-hmm. Let the Tupac hologram come out there and play hit him up. You know, like you might have, like, he was trying to keep it peaceful. That would not have kept it peaceful.
No, that would have kept it peaceful.
Yeah. And then Dr. Dre goes, I see dead people. And yeah, man, I don't care what Drake does after this. Like, this is lost. This is Drake's Jay-Z, I cried on the radio about Ether moment. It's over.
Mm-hmm. It's over.
It's over. It does not matter how you try to relitigate this. It's over. They said A minor for 10 minutes. Okay. And then went back in for not round 2, not round 3, Not round 4. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5 rounds on you. And
Bro,
I get the feeling.
he did it the third time. I was like, oh, this is crazy. And then he did it again.
And I get the feeling that Not Like Us wasn't even intended to be the knockout blow. It just ended up being that. So Kendrick said, all right, I ain't going to throw my hook. Because he's still alluding to stuff and Not Like Us, right? Like, he's like, how deep can the rabbit go? The rabbit hole could go deeper, I promise. That's not something you say on the finishing blow, right? Like, Drake said nothing about the red button on Family Matters. It was it. That was what he had. And what he had wasn't even good. Like, he had good information. The song was fine.
What he had to say about Kendrick wasn't good.
Yeah.
Everything he had to say got debunked. Like, the big thing was what Dave Free is the father of his kid. Well, that's not true.
Yeah.
And Kendrick was beating on his queen. We know that's not true either. She was there at the concert.
And even some of the basic information that he got wrong in there. Oh yeah, you wiped up a mixed queen. Whitney is not mixed. Like, she's just light skinned. You know that can happen, right, Drake? Like, it makes me ask these questions about Drake that I never thought I had to ask. But now I'm like, Drake, no, you can have 2 black parents and be light skinned, right? Like, he's not one of those people you got to explain that to, right? Apparently so.
that rapping like you trying to get the slaves
freed. Oh,
why did you say that, dog?
Look, man, Family Matters aged poorly just because of the release of Meet the Grams, right? But now it's like, dog, every week we find another line that just nah. Like, nah, that didn't age well at all, Drake. It's
Yeah, it's insane that people want him to perform that. He can't perform. He needs to make sure we forget about that song forever.
Oh yeah, Heart Part 6, throw that in the dungeon. Like, maybe do push-ups, right? Like, push-ups, all you talk about is Kendrick being short. He's still short, yes. Like, that was true. We can stick on that. You're short, but then nah, he can't do push-ups because he talk about how SZA got him wiped down and SZA was at the show. like
all the disses aged terribly, but like, bro, they all age bad. They all age bad.
The nerve of like Drake to mention these rappers as if he's his like he has friends, like he was flexing, like, oh yeah, SZA got you wiped down, Travis got you wiped down, and all these people clearly aren't his friends. Just makes him look like the biggest loser in the world, like unintentionally. Because what, Travis got you wiped down? Who was the first person to perform like that on stage?
Travis.
Okay, who requested it? Okay.
He was like, play the like, he wanted them to play the song so you can.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
In future, if Metro decided not to be messy, it just do the Kendrick-less version, right? Like, which goes hard still. Goes hard. Yeah, man, Drake. This is a L, and if I'm Drake, R&B album. No more rapping. No more rapping for 2. I don't look, J. Cole, you too, bruh. I don't want to hear you rap like that. For a little bit. I don't want to hear you talk about how hard you can take your favorite rapper. No. Stop it. Okay. Okay. Stop it. You better rap about folding clothes and being domesticated, my brother. Like, that's it. That's all I want to hear from you. Just talk about your inner peace. Like, ain't gonna have no problem with that. Ain't gonna have no problem with that.
Your inner peace.
Yeah. Talk about your inner peace and your soul and your spirituality. I'll be down with it. Like, yeah, okay, be introspective. Yeah, make your Mr. Morale. Okay. But what I do not need you to try to drop is a damn. Okay. I don't have no interest in a hard bar J. Cole album right now. And he ain't even get it the worst. I definitely don't want to hear no Scorpion shit from Drake. All right. Like, nah, Drake, you singing now, dog. Just sing, make some pop hits. I don't need to hear Mob Ties again. Like, even shit like that. Like, what you gonna come out, say some hard shit again? We gonna be like, did he write it? Oh, by the way, Kendrick playing King Kunta, and we forgot that there was a very pointed jab in there at Drake that we did not catch because the ghostwriting stuff did not come out yet. Where he's like, "You got a ghostwriter and you a rapper? Where they do that at?"
Yeah, I didn't know King Kunta was a Drake diss until after.
Well, nobody did because the Quentin Miller stuff didn't come out for like a year or two later, but Kendrick knew. Which again, like, dog. Which again, Drake.
Dang.
Which again, Drake. Why did you try him? He could have pushed a you in 2013. Like, he clearly had all this information.
I couldn't believe that, and I was like, and I was in a group chat. One of my homies is he from LA, so he was like, yeah, this is a Drake diss. I don't know if people know that, but he was like, this is a Drake diss.
Where they do that at? Yeah. I mean, like, when you think of Pimp the Butterfly, Drake was definitely on the mind of Kendrick when he made Pimp a Butterfly, because you think about what that album is about, who that album is about specifically. And then you got songs out there like You Ain't Got a Lie to Kick It.
Yeah, You Ain't Got a Lie to Kick It always felt like he was talking to Drake to me.
Mm-hmm. You ain't got a lie to kick it. Somebody made the point of like Kendrick performed all right, and now after this beef, I wonder if Drake understands why that song is so important. like
man, it was somebody else in the chat. It's like, man, I feel like Kendrick should skip to Pimp the Butterfly hits, and I was like, no, he can't do a concert and skip all right.
No,
he can't do it. He can't do a concert and skip all right. Gotta play that. 100% gotta play that.
Yeah, especially about what All Right's speaking on and what the heart of this beef is about, which is colonization. Like, yeah, you got to put All Right in the set list. What you mean? Like,
yeah, I didn't think he was gonna do King Kunta, but when I heard him do it live, I was like, nah, yeah, you gotta play that one too.
He did all the songs from Damn you would have thought he would have done. And they all felt like they were about Drake. DNA feels like a Drake diss. Like, I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. He said Drake was in the house.
Humble felt like a Drake diss, but that's a Big Sean.
It's a Big Sean diss, right? And look, Big Sean heard that and said, you know what? You're right, Kendrick. I will be humble. I'm going to stop talking about control, period. Right? Because the Big Sean was just mad because he had the verse of his life and nobody cared. Like, Big Sean was the original, what's dude on the Knicks? Dante DiVincenzo. Put up 51, didn't matter. Everybody skipped over your verse. Like, your verse of a lifetime on your album. Talking about how Kendrick Lamar might have dissed you. Like, I understand why he was frustrated, but humbled him. Element is a warning shot for everybody. Okay. Element is him talking about, first of all, it's a great piece where you just talk about it in the context of Damn, where it's like, where he drops the all my grandma's dead, ain't nobody praying for me, and that becomes something that goes on throughout this whole album, whether you listen to it backwards or forwards. But he's also telling you, all my grandmas are dead, ain't nobody praying for me, ain't nobody stopping me from violence. Okay. I believe in the Element video, he shows his dad punching him as a kid so he gets tougher.
Something like that.
Kendrick Lamar strikes me as somebody who grew up with a lot of relatives who spent time in jail. Tell me that's not the truth.
I mean, he pretty much says that.
Yes.
Pretty much says that. Yeah.
Everything about him, I'm like, oh, I know dudes like that. You want nothing to do with especially the dude like that don't be in jail, right? Like, that man has discipline that only comes from our jacked up prison industrial complex, and people really wanted him to stay on the right track, but also be disciplined. That man does push-ups in the park while listening to soul music. Tell me it ain't some jail shit.
He don't even just do push-ups. He do the push-ups, and then he stand up and do the, and then he go back down, do the push-ups, stand
Discipline.
up,
Discipline.
and then he be doing
Okay.
pull-ups and shit.
Discipline. He does exercises that aren't about getting him buff. It's about getting him more disciplined. Like, I bet you if we talk to Kendrick about this, we're like, what are those exercises about? He ain't trying to get strong. He ain't trying to get swole. That's not what them exercises. He's trying to get mentally tougher and more disciplined. You want nothing to do with that guy. Okay. Like, why you think he went so hard on the Ozempic and stuff? Like, this man ain't got no discipline, man. He ain't nothing like me. Kendrick has no reason to do any of that shit that he does. And he don't do it for physical appearances. He just does it because he wants to be disciplined. Stay away. Stay away. I know the dudes in my high school that just would be doing push-ups, right? During class breaks. They just be out there doing push-ups with a backpack with weights on. Why are you doing that? Discipline. Let me be your friend. You want some Arizona, brother? Let me get you a clear fruit. It's 2 for 1 today. You know what I mean? I'm going to make you an ally. Okay?
Do you want some Arizona, brother?
Yeah. No, I do. Leave that man alone. What you do? Look, there's certain ways you survive certain climates, and that's how you survive. Let them make the right friends and the right enemies.
Hey, Chad, Chad, let me know if we tripping. Let us know if we tripping. But you always know there were some people in your school or who you work with or who you had to be around where you just like, you know what? Feel like my day is just gonna go smoother if me and this person are friends.
Hey.
Or at least as long as we cool, I feel like it's just gonna be a lot smoother if we just cool and I ain't gotta worry.
It's some people who make it clear to you, you want them as a friend, not an enemy, or neutral, right? You just don't want to be on the wrong side of them. If you have a friend that's beefing with them, they on their own. Like, it's like the RDC skit. John, you're gonna have to let John win that. Okay.
Hey, no, you see Drewski comment on the RDC.
Stay on that side.
He's like, stand on business. I was like, dang, is that serious?
I'm like, that it's hilarious that you know who Drake got begging for him? Comedy niggas. Like Drewski, you got the game and Drewski standing up for you. That's it. This is not good.
Gabe was like, I ain't picking no sides. I'm on Gabe's side. I was like, okay. Mm-hmm. Like, that's cool, be on your side.
Because he was sounding like he was going to take Drake's side, and then I guess somebody talked to Gabe.
Or he heard the songs. It was like,
Hey. Well, no, because he sounded like he was about to side with Drake on that Officer Ricky diss that nobody needed. But yeah, I think Game was like,
I forgot Rick Ross was at the show with James Harden of all. Oh man, I know Drake was sick seeing all them people there.
Man.
DeMar DeRozan. I know that's the one that was like, really, bro?
LeBron
really?
And DeMar?
I feel like DeMar hurt more than Bro. It's like, really, bro?
Here's why DeMar wouldn't hurt as much as LeBron. Because at least DeMar is from Compton. Like, you understand, okay, this came down to where you're from. And look, you fuck with Toronto, you're not from Toronto. LeBron James has no legitimate claim to LA. Why are you there, LeBron? Like, why are you there somewhere where you could be seen in public? LeBron was on the floor. He wasn't in like a skybox hitting away. He was on the floor. LeBron wanted everybody to know, I'm here supporting Kendrick at this moment. It's nuts. Why? Wait, if I'm Drake, I'm like, you could, if you just wanted to go, you could have showed up and been in the background. Nobody would have thought about it. But LeBron James made sure his 6'8", 275 ass was on the floor in a white hat where everybody was like, that's LeBron. Right? Like,
I just thought it was so funny that people were like, look who isn't there, look who isn't there. And then you just see all the videos of all those people.
Hey, look, when Kendrick shouts out somebody in his song, they show up at the concert. Y'all didn't deserve D Rose either. DeRozan was there. Okay. Like, I'm sure Serena is not showing up at any Drake concerts anytime soon. All right, Serena got mentioned in like 3 diss tracks about Drake. She is tired of the whole thing, I would imagine, right? Like Drake dissed her, the comment in that Drake thing was about Serena, and then she got mentioned in Not Like Us. I bet Serena stays far away from rappers.
I mean, just be real. Her husband
was out there though.
was retweeting those Kendrick songs. I was like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
That says a lot.
I'm just saying, man, people came out to show support for for Kendrick. I don't think anybody significant has really showed support for Drake other than maybe Drewski. And it's not really significant for Drewski to support Drake because Drewski kind of needs Drake. So like, yeah, of course, even Yachty couldn't muster it up to say that Drake won that beef.
I mean, everybody knows what happened. He lost.
Yes.
Like, if you say he won, we know you're lying. We know you're lying. He lost.
Like, where is Wayne? Where's Little Wayne in all of this? Nah, partner.
What are you gonna say? What is he gonna what can he say? He can't say he's lying because we know you lying. You know he ain't win.
Mm-hmm. He ain't even got Birdman out there lying for him.
You notice they was all out there saying, you know, laughing and everything like that until Kendrick actually started responding, and all that went away. Mm-hmm. All of that went away.
Oh yeah, Euphoria dropped, and he rapping. Like he's rapping. Like, and I feel like look, Drake, whatever you about to do at OBO Fest, don't.
That happens in July, don't it?
Yeah. Don't. Drake, look at me. Don't. I did not. Let him win that. Let him win it. Do not try to reinvigorate this beef. Do not drop another song. Don't go on a little rant on your thing. Just keep it to Instagram captions. Just don't. Just stop, Drake. That man got more. Okay. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and I was like, see, Kendrick's goal wasn't even a win. Kendrick's goal was exclusively, I don't care what it does to me, I'm going to get you up out of here. I'm going to put an asterisk by your name. People going to have to talk about other shit when they bring your name up. That was Kendrick's whole plan. Do not engage, Drake. Enough damage has been done to your name. like, and I feel bad because there are some random casualties like that you wouldn't think are victims of this moment Like Jason Tatum is a victim of the Not Like Us moment because this became about authenticity, and Jason Tatum does not ooze authenticity. So when he celebrates a championship and he's out here sampling other people's celebrations, this was just the wrong moment in time for Jason Tatum to celebrate like that, man. Because now everybody's like, look at this man. like
what does got to do with Jason Tatum?
Sampling. I'm just saying, like, this is some other casualties of just what happened with this moment that changed how people view certain things. And Jason Tatum is definitely one of those.
I thought you was gonna say like Chubbs or Party Next Door. Like,
they are direct casualties. They were named in the song. that he repeated 3 times specifically just to say that part about his crew. Chubbs, the only one that wants your heavy now. Baka got a weird case. Why is Chubbs the only one who wants your hand-me-downs. Party at the party playing with his nose now. Baka got a weird case. Why is he around? Like, no, they are directly shot at here. Right? Those dudes, they got bullets in their chest.
They're still like 40 and all these other, like all them other dudes that's over there. For real.
Yeah. 40 lucky he didn't catch nothing like what?
And that whole like group of people, I wonder what the reactions were.
I bet 40 was furious. Yeah, I bet 40 was furious. I bet Baca was like, man, he talking about that old shit. Party was like confused. How he got thrown in here. And I bet Chubbs was punching air. Because Chubbs got it the worst out of everybody in that crew, outside of Baca. But like, Baca kind of expect this. He know what his reputation is, right? Chubbs, he asked Chubbs if he crashed something. Okay? Like,
hey, underrated part, Kendrick saying he gonna bring back Puff.
He gonna make somebody bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really crashed something. Like, he basically said your muscle is soft.
Bring it back, Puff, and try to bring back Puff after everything that's going on with Puff. Oh, beef is hilarious. Beef is hilarious.
Hey, I've never seen 69 be used as an insult on a man. Like, as effectively as Kendrick used it against Drake.
He's 69 guy.
He's a 69 guy. Hey, run for your life. Now let me hear you say OV ho. Drake can't perform at music festivals no more. He can only perform at his own concerts. I hope he understands that. Like, he can't be nowhere where there's going to be a bunch of people who did not come for Drake. Right? Like, because if that happens, OV ho, OV ho, OV ho, OV ho. And you know he's sensitive, so he gonna say something about it. And then everybody be like, oh, it makes him mad. OV ho, OV ho. I'm not doing the rest of the show. And now he gonna be on internet again. Like, oh, he's got to do his own concerts and nobody can open for him. Like, there can be zero chance that somebody just comes there for anybody other than Drake at these concerts. He has to perform in safe spaces.
No, I would say, like, I just wouldn't go to sporting events because they gonna play that song a billion times.
It's so bad too because, like, I've never seen a song become a cookout classic as fast as this song did.
Oh, just wait till football season. Wait till football season.
Yeah, look, they gonna get sacks, start doing the Angel Risa, Kennedy Carter were doing a little dance.
Mm-hmm. It's gone. When the HBCUs get a hold of it, man.
Which song? Like that too. Like that is a perfect sports anthem.
Oh no, it's Not Like Us is gonna be the one that they play halftime.
Oh yeah.
100%. When
Pre-game.
the bands get a hold of that, halftime show. When the bands get a hold of that,
that's gonna be a first down song. First down. First down, Jackson State.
every rivalry game, whichever team wins, I know what song the band is playing.
Oh yeah, when the team rush the field, put that shit on. Oh yeah, you beat your ops. Like when Colorado State beats Colorado this year at home. Yeah,
let Ohio State beat Michigan. I know what song is going to be played. I know what song is going to be played.
Yeah, it's over with.
Let Ohio State beat Michigan. If I don't hear Not Like Us, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah, Drake can't make no public appearances. He can't be nowhere where like he not gonna be around his fans. Like because like if I see him on the video screen, I'm a grown ass man with sense, and I'm gonna chant OV ho. Okay.
Hey, I'm not gonna do that.
Hey, look, you is gonna do it, Cole. If 3 people in your section started doing it, and it start picking up, OV ho.
I'm gonna pull my phone out. And start recording, but I ain't gonna do it. Unless he's actively cheering for the team that my team is playing.
Look, whenever Drake comes on, you have to address it. Like, I was out somewhere and Drake came on and it was addressed. We were like, "Oh, you playing Drake?"
The fact that you gotta address it is crazy.
You gotta address it. You gotta address it.
I can't play the hits. I can't play the hits.
You can. We just got to talk about how he lost first.
That's fine.
But you can't play. You can only play certain Drake hits. You can play Hotline Bling. Don't nobody care. Passion Fruit. You can play that. You know what you can't play? Can't play any of that hard shit he was trying to rap, right? Hey, man, sorry about that 6 a.m. in Charlotte. It was hot while it lasted. Nope. Can't play that one no more. Half a Scorpion, gone. You can play, Ratchet Happy Birthday?
Nobody was playing that anyway. Let's be honest. Nobody's playing that.
You can play the Michael Jackson Man in the Mirror song that nobody liked. You could only play, you could play Drake. You could be pretty safe playing Drake from nothing was the same as before. I think nobody's really going to say nothing. But when Drake started thinking he was like a gangbanger, yeah, none of that Drake gonna fly no more. Almost all of her loss is done with. Okay. I don't ever want to hear Drake on no Project Pat beat. Okay.
As long as I can play the R&B, the R&B Drake.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you got the R&B hits. I like Drake with the melodies. Even Kendrick like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough.
Man, it's gonna be such a big stain. It's gonna be such a big stain on him forever, dog.
Oh,
it's such a big stain on him forever.
And it's like it's clearly not going away because he dropped Euphoria like 2 months ago, and we still can't stop quoting it. Had my homeboy help me move furniture. This whole time we moving furniture, we out here quoting Euphoria like the scripture. Okay, like the good word from the good book. Okay, it's. Every word.
I do know every word. I know every word of the song.
And you could do this with a stranger if they listen to if they're reasonably interact. Just be like, "Hey, top dog, who the fuck they think they playing with?"
Extortion Bible day as soon as you hop off of that plane, baby.
You the only one who like being famous. Only you like being famous. Y'all can't give you no swag neither. I don't give a fuck about who you hang with.
Man, it's hilarious. It's so I'm sorry.
You could quote any part of that song and it just starts and you just finish to the end.
Hey, can we talk about how he really they was calling the pop out Gangchella?
I heard it called Goon Teeth.
Goon Teeth. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I could tell. I'm like, these aren't famous people on this stage. Look, when I go back to Cleveland, I like to go to Mount Pleasant and get me a wing special. Maybe go to Sharks and get me a shrimp basket. And that's a very specific Cleveland experience that unless you're from Cleveland, you will never really understand or do. Right? Because if you visit Cleveland, you staying downtown, you staying on the west side. Kendrick Lamar brought basically that version of that element to LA. It said, this is a concert for LA. Like, not what y'all think LA is. Nah, these are the celebrities that we know about LA. And they had the Crumpin' Clown up there. I had somebody have to explain that to me. I was like, who is this man?
Tommy the Clown?
Yeah. They had him up there. They had all of the people out there. Vince Staples was like, man, I wish I would have came. I would have canceled my tour.
He was like, man, they should have told me they had Tommy the Clown. I'd have been there.
Yeah. They brought back everybody, man. We saw, what was it? Dom Kennedy
was there.
Problem was there. He brought him out. Problem. Ty Dolla $ign.
Blue Bucks fan. Blue Bucks fan was there.
Had DJ Mustard just orchestrate a whole set, and the whole time you like, damn, DJ Mustard had hits. Mm-hmm. Roddy Ricch came out. which was kind of hilarious because he was like, man, they talk about I fell off. Now I'm going to do the 4 songs that you know me for. They hard though.
Hard.
The 4 songs hard. I'm like, man, he can't make more like that. Like, I'm so shocked his second album was bad. Like,
He needs to bounce back with the third one.
he just needs to make an album with DJ Mustard. Apparently, that's who he needs to connect with. DJ Mustard does magic. He gave Vince Staples an outdoor hit with Magic.
Man,
If Vince Staples is the most I listen to this dude in the privacy of my old home music, it's good music, but you don't listen to Vince Staples on a speaker, right? Like,
I play Vince in the car. You know what I'm saying?
by yourself, yes. Okay. Ain't no disrespect to Vince. That's the kind of music he make. Like,
Nah. Vince makes really good. He makes really good music.
yeah,
And he's
he
like,
makes-
I put him in the same kind of group as like Griselda
yeah.
in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like Bodie, like I listen to a lot of Bodie James. And Mike
By the way, I had a realization because like I grew up with early Tyler, right? And I know he's a big deal now, a significantly bigger deal than he was when like I was really into Odd Future.
Mhm.
I had an ideal of it, but like it's just shocking when you see it. Is the best way for me to describe it. When you're like, oh shit, Tyler the Creator is a legitimate megastar.
Yeah, when he was like, y'all know this bitch? Y'all know this bitch?
Yeah, because he came up there and I'm excited because it's this 2013 me that's like, that's the dude who made Goblin, right? Like, but then I hear the crowd and I'm like, nah, this is the second biggest name, well, the third biggest name that showed up and performed today. Like, on a set list that has Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar on it. Like,
When he did Earthquake and everybody started singing, I was like, yeah.
yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Remember Khaled says nobody actually listens to Tyler's music? Yeah, wrong.
They was trying to say that about Kendrick.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Kendrick's music. Kendrick has multiple songs that make you get out your seat and get to the dance floor, right? When you hear All Right, you can't just sit down and hear All Right if it come on in a public setting. You get up and you get in the circle with your boys and y'all start rocking, y'all do the All Right, right? Same thing with I can't believe I'm blanking on the name. Man Down, where you from?
Oh, Mad City.
Mad City. The first part, not that second part. The first part of Mad City. You get up out your chair when that one comes on, right? He has multiple DNA. Humble. You get up out your chair when that comes on. How many songs do Drake got like that?
You gotta talk like that, bro.
That you get out your seat?
And dance too?
No, like you dance to a lot of Drake. I'm not saying just dance. I'm saying you hear it and you go, you know, when like Back That Ass Up comes on in the club and you have an immediate urge to not just get up, but get to fuck to the dance floor. Like there's a sense of urgency to it because you don't want to miss that one. That's what I mean. Drake got a lot of songs where if I'm on the dance floor and they come on, oh yeah, I'm jamming the Passion Fruit, like or something like that. But I'm like,
Controller, Work.
Work is
The
definitely
dance-
one.
The dance hall.
Hotline Bling.
The dance hall Drake.
Oh
Dance
wait. He does have the one with he had Joan from Girlfriends in it in the video. Was it Nice for What? Yeah, I get the fuck out of my seat for that one. He does have that one. He's still in bounce, but you know, it was good still in bounce. Like, but yeah. Kendrick got that electrifying.
What has the Drake stolen? Let's be honest. What wave has he not been a part of?
He stole the shoot dance. Like, I feel like we never acknowledged how egregious that was by Drake. That he saw Jake Blockboy JB go off with the song called Shoot and say, I'm gonna do a shoot song with you. That's my song.
Like, what hasn't he's done it all? You know what I'm saying? He's done it all. He got a house music album. He has a house music album.
Yeah. he does. It's bad.
And I enjoy Honestly Nevermind. We don't have to go into it.
We don't have to go into it, but it's bad. It's a bad album.
Yeah, listen, I enjoy it.
When was the last time you re-listened to it?
A few weeks ago.
Okay.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. Before the beef happened.
Like your first listen?
Huh?
Like your first listen?
Like before Kendrick responded.
Okay, that makes sense. And that too. So that's when I was listening to Miss Morale. I guess we were both listening to albums we both that we like individually, but hate.
You know what's crazy? This beef has made me revisit so many Kendrick projects.
And you still don't like Mr. Morale?
Still haven't listened. I haven't even listened to it. I haven't even tried to listen to it. So
it's okay.
I'm not ready yet. I'm just not.
Revisit it when you're ready, you know? But once you are, you'll enjoy it. It's a good album. I would say, though, the worst song on that joint is the Summer Walker one. That sucks. Okay? like, ooh, is that the same one with Ghostface Killer on it? Dude, one of those songs, it stinks on there. But, it sounds out of place. But yeah. And then there's like this whole Kodak poetry part, which, yeah, I don't like Kodak's part on that. Yeah.
Speaking of Kodak, that Don Toliver album.
Oh yeah, we need to talk about that.
That Don Toliver album is crazy.
I listened to it 3 times since you told me to listen to it. I would say my favorite part is at the end of this one and like all of this too. Is my favorite part of that album. Because, let me look at it. I was just literally listening to it right before we were going on. Basically, from Attitude, Bandit, obviously that's a hit, Glock, Ice Age, 4x4, Purple Rain. Incredibly strong run. Right there.
That last disc after Purple Rain probably grew on me the most.
I gotta listen to Inside again because I get the Travis Scott songs mixed up. I might like Inside, but I know I like the other one. And I think I liked Hearthstone National Anthem when I heard it the first time. It's really good bike music. Like if you bike or you motorcycle, it's some shit you want to have some wind going, like drop top music. Like you want to be in the car listening to that album at night.
5 to 10 and Last Laugh. That's great music right there.
Yeah, it's a really strong outing from Don Toliver, who has one of the most unique voices in all of hip hop, and good delivery. Yeah, this shit's good. Shit was a solid recommendation. Don't like it more than We Still Don't Trust You.
I'm debating. I'm going back and forth.
I'm not close on that one. We Still Don't Trust You has like 5 songs that I've been listening to nonstop since the project came out.
Same.
Yeah, and this has 3 songs. I'm like, yeah, like Glock's gonna be in the rotation for a long time.
This song is so good. Because Glock is so good.
Oh my Glock when I'm in the club.
Glock and Attitude are the 2 songs.
Attitude.
I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm at the point. I'm at the points where I'm like, I need to hear more from this Cash Cobain. Okay, like, Call It All You. He basically wrote and produced that. It sounds much better when he's performing it. I don't know if you've heard that reference track, but I don't like the Drake version at all. But I do like the Cash Cobain version of it that's on the internet. I mean, Sticky stinks. Like, I don't think that song is good at all. Like or Grippy. Yeah, Grippy stinks. Also Sticky. I hate that Sticky song or fucking honestly, never mind. That is my least favorite song that Drake has put out in the last like 4 years.
Listen, good album. I love
amazing.
House music.
It's amazing what we agree on and what we don't, because like it seems like we should agree on a lot, but then like we just have
little
these,
things. There's like these little things where you're like completely far apart.
But it's like it's a complete deal breaker. I'm like, nah, I could not fuck with that opinion at all.
Listen,
But
I'm a big house music fan. Like I was listening to Kate Renata's album. I'm like, yeah, that's what I needed. That's what I needed for the summer.
yeah. But yeah, Hearthstone Psycho, a recommended listen. And it's a lot of it, like outside of songs we mentioned, some of it is definitely like, how do I put this? It's not club, it's hookah bar music.
Lounge music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of lounge music in there. Good lounge music, but lounge music. So if that's kind of like your vibe, if you like
music, rooftop
music,
music,
yeah. If you like listening to shit that make you feel like you outside at night, then you're gonna like that Don Toliver album, right? If you was a big Maybach music guy back in the day, right? Yeah, this be right up your alley. But great album. Need more from Cash. Need more from Cash and Don, because like only like 3 people on the earth sound good on Cash beats. And Don Toliver is certainly one of those. But yeah, certainly a fun experience there. Listening to that album. See, we talked about the W. We talked about music. Did we get to everything that we meant to get to in this pod before we get to Super Chats?
Let me see.
Browns ain't done nothing.
I'm about to say that we technically did have a Browns thing that we were supposed to talk about. We were supposed to put Coop. Are they being overlooked in the AFC North this year?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the answer to that one is yeah. Like, I think the answer to the whole AFC North, yeah, they're being overlooked. It's pretty obvious, and I think everybody who pays attention notices that. With the Coop thing, I think that deal's going to get done because Coop just wants an extra year.
Yeah, he's just
they'll give him an extra year. They'll give him the extra year guaranteed. It might get announced as like a 3-year deal. It's a 2-year deal. No guarantee money at a 3rd year type shit. I think that deal is going to get done. I don't think they make it like a trade for like Brandon Ayuk or anything, because I think people are getting wrong why they're hesitant to give Coop the years. I don't think it's because they're worried about Coop playing well as he gets older. I think this is about the Browns wanting to be as flexible as possible when it comes to 2026, because they aren't 100% sure exactly what Watson's going to be. Like, is he going to get an extension? Is he not? There's reason to be concerned, right? He's coming off a throw and shoulder injury. So I think they're going to want to see what this year is, make a decision on that extension. And then after they make a decision on that extension, it'll go one or two ways, but they want to be able to have the flexibility to have it both ways, which is why I don't think they want to give Coop a deal that goes into with guaranteed money or past 2026. But if he gets a new deal for 2024 and 2025 with no guarantees in 2026, they will do that deal. Brandon Ayuk makes no sense to me, because you would definitely have to sign him to like a 4-year deal with guarantees for the first 3, which would carry you into 2026. And if Deshaun Watson is not somebody you want to extend, but you have Brandon Ayuk on a contract year, you're going to be put in a bad spot for that future if that outcome happens. So I don't think they're sold enough yet on the long term. Right. And I'm talking 2026 and beyond with Deshaun Watson. I think they're sold with them for this year, but I don't know about 2026 and beyond. Not to say that like they're concerned about, I phrased that wrong. People are going to go crazy with that. Here's what I'm saying. They just don't know if they're going to extend him or not. Right. And I think that's a fair place to be. Once they have an idea if they're going to extend him, Miles' deal going to get done. Denzel's deal going to get done. You'll probably start hearing about a Deshaun deal getting done, and money will be moved. And I'll do a whole video about it today on the Browns channel. But yeah, I think that situation is going to get handled, because it's basically, it ain't about the money. Coop going to get $25 million. And that's what he wants. It's about the years. And I think if Coop only wants that one extra year, he'll get it. He'll get it. They'll kick and scream about it, but they'll give it to him.
I'm fine with it. I mean, I've pretty much figured that the deal is going to get done. Like the Brandon Ayuk
Mhm.
thing was like interesting, like it's like fun to talk about. And like if that was the path the Browns genuinely decided to go down, I'd probably do it just because of the talent of the player. But I expect Coop to still be in Cleveland. Like
Yeah.
I expect him to get that done.
One thing though, Coop ain't about to play. He don't get the deal he want. we be telling you about this, man. Y'all be talking about he like Nick Chubb. No, no, no.
No,
Amari
no, no, no,
Cooper is not about to
no.
play with this money. Okay, like
The
Amari
Browns got
Cooper.
the Browns got to figure that out.
Yeah, Amari Cooper is a Benny man, right? Like that's what Amari Cooper is. He worried about minutes. He gonna get Benny done. It's gonna be a 2-year deal. He not gonna be excited about it, but he gonna be satisfied, and he gonna put together like 2 good years, and then we'll see what happens after that. But yeah, I think that's what Coop. If he's just looking for that extra year, then that's fine. But shall we get into super chats?
Yeah, let's get it.
Did you have anything about the Guardians you want to say?
Oh yeah, first of all, shout out the Guardians because I went to the Guardians game when they won 7-1. They had seven runs in the second inning. I was there. Shout out my guy Mac Robinson. He was there with me. We talked for a little bit. Uh, man, the guards they're really good, man. They're really good. They're fun. They're young. Might have the best record in all of baseball. If things break right the next week.
Oh,
Man, we need to start. We might like legitimately have to start talking about the Guardians because they might be able to do something if they get some starting pitching. Tristan McKenzie, yeah.
hey Cole, we we. Let me tell you, dog. I got the Atlanta Dream to worry about right now, dog. I'm not adding anything else on my plate.
Hey man, you better off forgetting about the dream and watching the guards. At least you'll be happy.
I've already committed to this. I already committed to this, dog. Like it is what it is. I got to stand on business now. You know, like I want to watch basketball. To be honest with you, like I'd rather watch basketball and lose than watch baseball and win. That's just where I'm at.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. They be hitting the shit out of the ball. They are fun to watch. I'm not even gonna lie.
Hey, bro, I am happy for you in the city of Cleveland that y'all are having fun. But I'm just not going. I'll support the ride. I'll let Cole get 15 minutes of Guardians talk here. You know, let him shout out who needs to be shouted out. I'll say I got nothing but support and love for the Cleveland Guardians. It's just, yeah, man. I'm not downloading the MLB app, and I'm not sitting through no baseball games anytime soon. Like maybe in October. You know, if they get past the wild card, shit gets interesting. Like they get up like 2-1 and it becomes clear they're gonna make an ALCS run. I'll watch. You know? I'll be a passenger though. I ain't gonna be out here tweeting like I know what the fuck's going on. I don't.
I mean, I'm a casual baseball watcher. I just be enjoying the team, bro. I just be
Hey,
enjoying the
bro.
team.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, let's get to these super chats right here. Ray Rag says, I'll try and not derail this. Oh, we already got to that one. Yeah, Drake was getting his kicked in his Johnson for 3+ hours on the national stage. Hilarious. It's funny to see people in the sports world not talk about the Cleveland 3 teams being good, making good moves, keeping players all at the same time. We'll see about D Mitch, but he looks like he's about to stay. Absolutely. And apparently the reason Caitlin Clark, okay, we talked about that one. All right. Karras is just good enough to be a good 6-man, but not good enough to be that 33rd minute. The second he goes past the 6-man threshold, his value plummets. Nah, I don't even think he's 6-man. Here's why I think Karis LeVert is. You can't rely on him. You have to rely on your 6-man. Like, to tell me if I'm tripping. Has there ever been a time where a team has relied on Karis LeVert and it's gone well?
No, I'll say this. The most accurate tweet of the basketball season last year was that tweet about Karras getting possessed by a random NBA player every night and not knowing who the player is going to be. Like that is the most accurate description of any NBA player I've ever seen in my
And
life.
yo, six man.
You can't be a six man if you don't know what you're getting every night.
Yeah, like the great six men, like Lou Williams. You knew what Lou Williams was gonna give you. Buckets, no defense. Right? Like, that's what Lou Williams was gonna give you. With Karras, you out here with a loot crate box, rolling that out of the six man. And that's not good business. Ray Rag says, also based on the comments from Bickerstaff, it looks like he was the one who told the media the team was mad at Jared Allen for not taking shots for his ribs.
I'll handle this one. First and foremost, that's not true. That's all I'll say about that. JB wasn't the one who put that out there to the media after that.
All right. Mike Wack says Drake wore a Cleveland Guardians jersey during the Kendrick concert. The guards responded in kind by scoring 7 runs on the Toronto Blue Jays in 1 inning and then played not like us after the inning ended.
That's the game I went to.
And Drake, I would like to say this, and look, I don't usually like to speak for the city of Cleveland, but the city of Cleveland is not on your type of shit.
We got enough problems. We got enough problems, man. We are good.
I don't know
what
he thinks we are, dog. You are not the vibe of Cleveland. Like, people be thinking MGK stands for us. He don't. All right. We not about to house 2 losers of famous rap beefs. Fuck out of here. Okay.
Leave us out of all of that. We are okay.
You this okay. Kid Cudi. You are not us. Like,
nah, we good. We're absolutely good.
The city of Cleveland is thoroughly aligned with Cameron. Thank you very much. Okay. Like, he made a song called Get It in Ohio, and I think he had Check the Rip on his album one time. Like, and Swisher House. Lot of Houston influence on the east side of Cleveland. Lot of big ass rims and candy paints on Lee Road. Tell me if I'm lying.
All right, let's get to the next super chat.
So I ain't. All right. Drake's biggest misstep in this whole beef, this from Ray Rags, was really that Tupac AI-ish. Hip hop doesn't play about anything that can be taken away as disrespect, especially as a legend. When you're going at a current West Coast legend. Let me tell you what Drake's biggest misstep in this whole beef was. Engaging in it. Like, saying, here's where Drake messed up. Pipsqueak pipe down. That's where he messed up. You engaged Kendrick in this beef. He didn't respond. There was no way Drake was going to play this that he's capable of where he would have won this beef. It just wasn't happening.
I'll say this. His biggest misstep in the beef to me was he was moving like Kendrick wasn't a worthy opponent the entire time. Like he was really trying to treat Kendrick like he was Meek Mill, and that backfired in the most catastrophic way.
How can you be so out of touch that you have a perception of Kendrick that is in any way similar to Meek fucking Mill?
Like he really played it like he could do it, like he could run the same plays as he ran with Meek, and it did not.
Them plays ain't even work with Pusha T.
Like I don't understand how he approached this whole thing. He approached the entire thing wrong.
He approached this like somebody who actually believes what his entourage says to him when they're like, "You the best lyricist, nobody can touch you." I don't know about you, man. I hate when Drake thinks he's a good lyricist. Well, he's a good lyricist. Let me be fair about that. He's just not like a great lyricist, or at least a consistently great lyricist. For like
you don't think he raps better than Black Thought?
What? Who said that?
Maul.
Maul really gotta just go on vacation, dog. Like,
that's the worst clip. That's the worst. That's the worst clip because they were just like, you think he rap better than this person? Or he's like, yeah. He's like, who rap better, this person or Drake? He's like, Drake. Who rap better? Black Thought or Drake? He's like, Drake. I was like, And I was like, all right, nah, we're done.
I
was like, we're done.
Drake got a bar in Ransom talking about Blues Clues. He can never be on the same level as Black Thoughts. Like, what? What? Come on, man. It's a thing. When you listen to Drake, it's like every 3 songs, he gonna say some shit, make you have to take your headphones out and just like, let it pass. That Her Loss album had a lot of those bars in it. And then he had 21 Savage saying that shit too. Like, I hate when Drake thinks he's Wayne. Like, that's when it gets bad. When he starts trying to do those Wayne metaphors that only Lil Wayne could get away with. And I'm like, Drake, this is just not you, buddy. Like, Nicki and Wayne are the only ones who have gotten away with it consistently. And he's not Nicki as a lyricist. Well, at least when Nicki's trying. Like, new Nicki ain't. Like, let me not. Nope. Let me stay away. Let me. Nope. No.
With that one.
Nicki is a great lyricist. Unquestioned. Period. Point blank. We done.
All right. As long as you know.
Shout out Doja Cat. Shout out Beyonce.
Oh, you covered all your bases now, huh?
Shout out Meg. All right. Anybody I forget?
Lotto and Glow.
Oh yeah, shout out. I like Lotto. Well, I like Glow. I don't really listen that much Lotto, but shout out Lotto. You know, I like that getting the booth picture. And Glow, I listen to Glow on regular. Okay, like on the regular. Great rapper. Ray Rag says Kendrick was doing Hotline Bling Dance the first 2 times. He let the audience sing A minor. He was just riding. He's trying to be.
Bro,
he leaned back.
20,000 people just screaming A minor. Crazy.
Hey,
it's crazy.
Kevin even made sure his outfit was a shot at Drake. It was an ode to Tupac's outfit at 1994 Source Awards.
I saw the clips. Does
it look similar?
It does look similar. At first I thought it was kind of a reach, but I was like, I can see where y'all going with it. He said to give me Tupac Green back, I give you some respect. So I was like, I can see where people putting that together.
He lying too. He ain't gonna give him no respect for giving him.
Yeah, it's 100% a lie. 100% a lie.
He just don't like the fact that he got that ring. Kendrick literally said and like that he has PTSD, that he's not someone to hesitate, that he's walking around carrying don't F with K-Dot. He said, fuck rap. I'll diss Melly Mel if I had to.
I know Melly Mel was like, now, why am I in it?
Who Kendrick really cool with? Eminem. Who was dissing Melly Mel recently? He's like, I will inherit beefs. That's the craziest part in Euphoria. He's like, I will pick up somebody else's smoke multiple times in this beef. Because remember, he said that with Serena. He's like, hey, no. I don't want you talking about Pharrell. I don't want you talking about Serena. I don't want you talking about LA. Okay? Like, or Oakland. Or the West Coast. All of that. If it ain't even, you got to take a shot at me. Say something about E40. I'm at your neck. Okay? Like, that's what he's on. That is a crazy man. You can't say nothing. Drake can't be aggressive again. Like, because he going to be afraid that it's going to piss off Kendrick. He going to have a Kendrick control agent. Somebody just listens to the song. Is this going to piss off Kendrick? Like,
I really want to see how he goes about all of this going forward, because they've been sneak dissing a lot, but all of that's over now because it's all out in the open now. So I want to know if he like still gonna be taking little shots.
Now he gonna be taking shots at the people who was on stage that rap. He gonna give us a Tyler the Creator bar. Create a motherfucker like Tyler, something like that. He goes, you know how he goes. He's not gonna ever snipe at the main opponent. That's why he was dissing Pharrell when Pusha T said everything that he said about him. We know how Drake moves, man. And Drake moves like a fill in the blank, chat. Like, like we know the playbook of a gentleman who moves like this. Cole, you telling me you don't know what he about to do next? He about to do what you think he about to do. He gonna start beefing with Dave Free. Like,
I hope just leave it alone, bro.
He's too sensitive to do that. He's too sensitive to do that. You know how he ended up beefing with Pusha T? Because he didn't want to go directly at Kanye anymore. So he went at Push. And then Push sunned him. So what he do? He go at Pharrell. And then Pharrell came back at him with a Lego diss. No, a Despicable Me diss.
I don't know if that's I don't know if that's really a diss to Drake, but I get it.
Everything Pharrell do is a diss to Drake. He don't like him.
Drake said, I just think it's funny. Drake said, I melt down the chains that I bought from your boss. Could give a fuck about all the heritage shit. And then for the Family Matters video, he brought all the chains that he bought, by the way, like that you purchased.
Can we talk about how when you watch that Family Matters video after the colonizer accusation, you're like, boy, it feels pertinent when you watch the video. This man collecting all these artifacts. You know?
Oh, man.
It's like when you walk into a dude's it's like when you ever walk into how do I put this in a way that's not gonna make people mad? You ever walk into a specific professor's office and maybe they teach in the African American Studies department and their office has a lot of African artifacts up and they're like guiding you through where they got it. And you think to yourself, boy, I don't feel good about that. Like,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the Family Matters video looks like to me. It's like, this feels weird.
You said,
Like, why do you have Fox Ring? Like, well, why do you have another man's Golden Globe Award? Like, it's like what's up with that, Drake? That's weird. It's
a little strange.
It's not just a little.
Okay,
I mean, it's not. It's a little strange from a certain point of view, but look, man, I would hope Jay-Z does not have Biggie accolades in his house that weren't gifted to him. You'll hear about Jay-Z buying Biggie's old Escalade. It's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird, dog.
It's a little strange.
It's strange. It's strange as hell. Like, what are you doing? Like, and then he's flexing them. And like actively destroying the Good Kid, Mad City car, and I don't think this hit like you wanted to, big dog. Ugh.
Yeah.
By the way, you know another underrated bar that aged poorly. Immediately, go back in your own hood and plant some money trees.
Terrible.
We talk about Kendrick.
Terrible.
Like, what? Yeah, because Kendrick has never famously been proud to be from Compton. Like, he basically did the equivalent of when people talk about crime in Chirac. Like, you know those kind of arguments. That Drake was out here doing it. By the way, him saying the N-word to his mama after she asked him not to do it. And also, his mama, you know, not where that comes from. Yeah, man, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it was just a lot of the stuff is just aging terribly.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. First of all, disrespect my mama. Second of all, saying it like that brazenly in mixed company. I mean, that's not something I would do. Like, I would never have dared while my mama was still here to have said something like that to her. like, or implied that I talk to my mama like that.
Yeah, it's a little nuts. It's a little nuts.
Sound like something you hear on Xbox.
All right, how many more super chats we got?
You know I'm right.
Listen, man. Listen. Not denying it at all.
Yeah. Drake is the embodiment of the Jay-Z line. Do you fools listen to music or do you just skim through it? Kendrick's mentioned multiple times, I was never a gangbanger. I mean, I was never a stranger from it either. I don't know what Kendrick was out here gangbanging, but he was definitely gangbanger adjacent.
Yeah.
He's definitely at the same cookouts.
I don't like speaking on politics I don't know anything about, so I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah,
he seemed pretty comfortable on that stage.
Hey man, I'm just saying. Usually, you're not gonna be able to get all those people on stage if you don't actually know them. Like,
hey man,
hey,
it is what it is.
Like if I saw Kendrick at a barbecue with like one of them cheap ass paper plates and like a hot dog and some ribs on it. Well, I don't think he eat ribs, but some food on it. I'd be like, yeah, in a white t-shirt. Kendrick seems like in place there, That seems like his natural element.
Seems pretty comfortable. I don't know.
Yup. I feel like you could go to the park in LA and just run into Kendrick. It's funny to see this from Ray Rags. It's funny to see some national media members, Rappaport and SI, start to change their tone about the Browns in DW4 after he and the team. Oh, that he and the team would be good this year. We do this every year with the Browns, and like especially the last 3 years. It's like people talk about the Browns and they just like talk about them off the top of their head, and then like when they actually sit down and think about the Browns, they're like, "Oh shit, they might be good." Like, because the team is good.
I find it interesting that there was a lot less of it happening last year coming into the season. Mm-hmm. A lot of people were 10 toes down. The Browns aren't going to be good, blah, 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 whatever. I think now that, and obviously when they won 11 games last year, a lot of those same people were getting a lot of blowback on social media and on the internet for things they said prior to. And I think this season they're like, oh, let's look at the actual team and not just focus on the quarterback that we don't like.
Drake moving like the UK does with the British Museum.
Probably displaying it.
Ray Rag saying that Kendrick going to show up like Killmonger at Drake's house. I ain't stealing. I'm just taking it back, homie. Like,
where'd you get that? You know where it's from?
How am I stealing it when it's stolen? Like, hey,
is Killmonger one of the last? Is that one of the last few non-major villains they got right?
I'm trying to think.
Because I consider Thanos a major villain.
Yeah, he's a multi-movie villain. Like Killmonger was only in the one movie.
Well, he was in the second one too.
In like flashbacks, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, let me tell you, that's a testament to good writing that we think so fondly about a role where Michael B. Jordan was trying to act.
All right, you about to make it. You about to turn it into a new thing. He did a great job. He did a great job as Killmonger. You about to turn it into something else.
He did. Now that second movie, can we talk about it? Are we at the point that we can speak about this yet? His performance in the second movie.
He was only on the screen for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was enough. Like, when Michael B. Jordan can do everything but be angry. Like when he tries to convince you that he is furious and he's screaming, it don't hit for me. I don't know why. It don't hit for me. But when he's trying to be cool and menacing a little bit, I think he can do that. And that's what he did well in that first movie. But all jokes aside, I'm going to just leave Michael B. Jordan alone.
Yeah. Second Black Panther wasn't good
Whoa.
to me.
Whoa. Whoa.
Like I've rewatched the first one. I've rewatched the
I
first
wasn't
one
ready.
but
Whoa.
the second one, yeah, wasn't feeling it.
It's too heavy for me to rewatch, so I haven't rewatched it. So
I haven't rewatched it either.
I liked it when I loved it when I first watched it though.
I thought Angela Bassett did a very great job.
And she was doing the thing.
Her
Especially the first hour of that movie.
Yeah, her performance.
There's just a lot of shit really going on in that second movie because like you got the shit with Riri Williams in there and Shuri, and you got Namor and everything. I gotta rewatch it and see how I feel about this. It might be one of them things. I love that movie when it first came out. Now I gotta rewatch it though. It, but I think you're wrong about that one.
First one is great. Second one,
and the last one was Illmatic. But can we talk about J. Cole trying to make that takeover reference in his diss track and just falling completely on his face?
I don't want to talk about J. Cole at all. I don't want to talk about J. Cole.
He really tried to do a takeover.
He did. But
on a trash beat.
I'm okay.
Two of them shits was due. By the way, I went back and listened to Ether and Takeover. Ooh, what a battle. What a battle. Similar mistake made by Jay-Z, right? Because Jay-Z went for jokes. Nas went for credibility. And who he hit Jay-Z hard.
No, Nas had some jokes in there. He had some jokes.
Oh, yeah. But they were the similar vein of the jokes in Euphoria, where I'm not trying to be funny. These aren't ha-ha jokes. These are just like, look at this motherfucker. Okay. Like, quite literally. He is, because like you can tell Nas is not joking when he says those things about Jay-Z's facial features. He is dead serious about what he thinks that man look like. It's just hilarious. Like
watching that Kendrick concert and hearing everybody say, "What is it, the braids?" at the same time, I was like,
"What is it, the braids?"
I was like, Lord.
That's what you do. Hell yeah. And you knew they were gonna know that part. You don't want to work with me no more. Okay. It's bad. Hey. Kendrick is the new John John. You're gonna have to let him win that. You're just gonna have to let him win that. Like, hey. Big Sean, J. Cole, J Electronica. They all eventually learned the same thing. Just gonna have to let him win that.
Just let it go, man. Just let it go. It's gonna be all right. Just let it go.
It'll pass. It'll pass. Don't make it a thing.
We're not gonna remember forever. Yes, we are. But you know, we're not gonna bring it up all the time.
This is nuts. Like, I have never seen somebody as massive as Drake just get boiled down to two diss tracks that we can never forget.
He lucky 616 out on streaming.
Whoo! The Off-White Sunseekers at the marina. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. You know what, Kendrick? Kendrick prays too much for me to ever want to do any kind of battle with. Like, you ever be somebody who prays a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah, I'm good.
Gotta ask yourself, why are they praying so much?
Yeah, it's too much praying, dog. Like, it ain't even normal praying. It ain't even like, okay, you pray at the normal allotted times to pray. You just walk in. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. He ain't even eating lunch. He praying. Nope. Nope. And
leave that man alone.
Ain't even like a casual pray. Like, he is praying, like full stance praying. Yeah, bro, leave that man alone. Leave that man alone. So again, Drake, whatever you got planned at OVO Fest, don't.
You know he going to. And we just gonna go from there.
Drake, it's okay, bruh. We it can only get worse. Because what if he drops another one? Like,
You said he got how many more he got?
5 + 5, he got 10.
Go ahead, draft. Say something to him.
Get a new album.
Man.
Whew. This was so calculated. Like, Drake looks like he looks like Wile E. Coyote in this whole beef, because every trap it seems like Kendrick set for him, he just fell in.
I honestly want to see what he gonna do at OVO for. I feel like they gonna stream it and everything. I want to see.
Who wanted to stream him?
I want to see it. You know, somebody gonna stream that concert if they can.
And OVO Fest, it's like a music festival.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I'm Drake, I don't stream that. No, too many elements can happen at a music festival, right? Where the crowd does not react how you expect. Now, it is OVO Fest, so maybe he has some luck. But if I'm him, the only way I'm streaming anything, arena tickets are $100. Okay, like $100 for the cheap ones, $200 for the cheap ones. Don't take any chance of you being surrounded by anybody who thinks it's cool to troll.
Hey man, we gonna see. We gonna see what happens.
Yeah, he gonna miss OVO Fest. Like, I don't know who can headline OVO Fest if he ain't there. Who gonna perform at this thing? What friends he got?
That's a good question.
Also, another bar that aged like fine wine from Kendrick. How many ops he got? It's too many options. Yeah, he proved that.
Yeah, he proved that. That's right.
Like, damn. He ain't even bring out all the ops. He just brought out all the ops from LA. It's somehow Tyler. Okay, Tyler the Creator on that list.
No, remember when Tyler got Drake to perform at Camp Flog Gnaw?
Yeah, and everybody was pissed it wasn't Frank Ocean.
Frank Ocean? Yeah.
Drake should have known he was never going to retain Tyler the Creator in this one, because like his fans were like, we'd rather have Frank than you. like, whew.
Man.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Once I saw Tyler, I was like, Go ahead. No, I said once he brought out Tyler, I was like, damn, he done brought out all the Infinity Stones. It's over. He snapped. Like,
no, did you see people say it when they took that photo? Because Steve Lacy was there.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was like, hey man, I didn't know Steve Lacy was a black. I don't even think he is.
He just out there, dog.
I was like, man, I don't know why that shit was so funny to me. But no, in the picture, he's standing next to a dude who like holding the flag.
Oh, and it looks like he's holding.
He's holding the flag next to Steve, and Steve's just like,
I'm Steve from the internet. Hey, man.
Oh,
hey.
Man.
That was brutal. YG came out there performing Nipsey songs. Like, they posthumously added Nip to the beef and Tupac. Like, don't mess with the West Coast. I think that's the lesson we need to learn. People keep messing with the West Coast, and it's like it never ends well for anybody who beefs with the West Coast.
Yeah, man. They are ready to come together as a collective at your expense. Clearly.
Let me tell you, they got experience doing that. You ever been to LA?
Yeah, but LA.
I tell people this all the time. LA is way more segregated than you think. Like, I remember when I lived out there, I was like, damn, I know LA got black people. Where are they at? I remember I was like, it was destitute in there when it comes to finding other, like, it was the Nod situation was so serious. And I lived in Cleveland on the east side. I've never been in a situation like this where I might see another black person a week. I remember the Nod situation. It was like, you got to make eye contact. Okay. And we both acknowledged we there. Sometimes you got to dap. It's that serious. I dapped up the man cleaning the movie theater because I'm like, that's the first black person I saw all week. And it was the same truth for him. In the Valley, ain't no brothers out there. Ain't no brothers out there in the Valley.
Oh,
man.
you was in the Valley. Okay.
Yeah, I was in the San Fernando Valley in a studio apartment. Right next to the 101. The highway was literally, I could look out the back of the apartment complex and the highway was right there.
Making it happen.
Hey. And I remember being like, whew, I don't ever want to be in a situation like that again. Now I live in Atlanta. Okay. Like,
ain't nothing wrong with that.
I was like, this is nuts, dog. Like, hey, I have a skewed perception of this because Cleveland on the east side is like 90, like percent. Like it feels like 90%, but it's like I've never even thought of the concept that I could be somewhere where I would not see another black person in a day. Like, and then I moved to LA. I was like, what? Like, what is this?
Man.
Yeah, it's a crazy place. And it's not like you could live in Compton if you're not from Inglewood or Compton. That is not something you could do. So, yeah. If you a brother, don't go to LA, bruh. Like it ain't got nothing for you, big dog. Like, like you are not going to enjoy it. I remember, dog, I wanted to hear the Migos in the club so bad when I was in LA. Could not get it. Could not find. There was one club in Hollywood that played like trap music. One.
Dang.
Yeah, everywhere else, EDM, trap EDM mixes would just piss me off. Like I'm thinking I'm about to hear the Migos, and then you just raindrop, like, piss me off. Or Spanish hits. And look, it's cool for the first like couple times, you know, you like to hear it. And then like once you start to like realize Daddy Yankee's whole album discography, because it's all you hear at the club, then you start getting furious. Okay, like
chill before Daddy Yankee stands get in here.
Hey dog, I ain't got nothing wrong with Daddy. I ain't got no beef with Daddy Yankee, man. Daddy Yankee got hits that people don't understand. He got hits. Him and Sean Paul, they still making music. Like hits, bangers. I just was so tired of hearing that Spanish, dog. I just wanted to hear one Lil Uzi song. That's it. You know, give me one. Felt like I had to go to karaoke to hear trap music, man. Like, I'll just go to karaoke, have a trap song play, and just listen to the instrumental. Like, it was that barren out there. I don't know if it's still like that, but that's definitely what it was. Either that or I'm listening to Simple Plan and Sweet Caroline. Like, it's just no in between, dog.
Hey, Sweet Caroline go up in a bar.
Hey, Sweet Caroline, Mr. Brightside, they go crazy for it. And it is for, like, all those songs they play at fourth quarter in college football, you ought to be at the bar when they do that. Like, they go up.
Sweet Caroline. Man, go crazy in the bar.
You ever hear that Pitt?
Nah.
Yeah, Pitt go crazy with it. And then West Virginia go crazy too, because like that's Pitt's song. So like they be like adding shit in there that be this is at Pitt.
Yeah, I'm not gonna see that.
I didn't know I was capable of being homesick until I moved to LA. Like, that's my point. A brother was homesick. Okay?
Dang, bro, he was like, "Let me get back. I need to get back to Cleveland.
I need to hear some regular music, dog." Like, I was depressed about it. Like, yeah, that's LA for you. Well, that's not LA. That's Los Angeles, right? LA is where Kendrick is from. Okay. That's LA. But yeah, man. Los Angeles, if you ain't from there, you don't need to go there, bro. Like, well, you can visit, but you don't need to live there. I know a lot of people in Cleveland do that. But yeah, I feel like we've covered it all and then some. You got anything else to add, Cole, before we wrap this show up?
Man, we just waiting to see when Donovan Mitchell's gonna sign this extension. I'm assuming that's gonna happen before the draft. So within the next 48 hours? Yeah, so within the next 48 hours, I'm assuming.
What gives you any confidence the Cavs gonna get something done? The Cavs might not turn their draft pick in on time.
I mean, they got their head coach now.
Yeah, I'm wondering what kind of input he's gonna give into this draft pick situation.
I have no idea what they're gonna do in the draft, man. I don't know if they might trade somebody in the draft.
Oh, this whole situation makes me mad because I'm like, well, we're definitely not getting a wing in the draft. We're gonna get another small point guard because it's Kobe picking the player.
Nah, I think we go
or a center. Or
I think they'll get a big who can shoot. I think that's what they're going for.
Who is that? Who's a big that can shoot in this draft?
Deron Holmes.
That's gonna be there at 20?
Yeah, he's a junior and he played at Dayton.
Watch him play him at wing.
Play him at the 4.
They I swear to God, the Cats would put Evan Mobley at wing before they just sign somebody to play it. Like, they want to do everything but get a goddamn wing.
I will say, I think that they'll figure out the wing thing, the situation. This offseason, I think they're going to figure out that situation and they're going to be all right. It just might not be who people think it is. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Offseason should be fun.
You say that. Have any of us had fun this offseason with our respective NBA teams?
You mean, do you think I haven't been having fun with JJ Redick being the head coach of my favorite basketball team?
So what does that do to the podcast? Is the podcast just done? Because they can't have it if he's a coach and they're a player. Yeah, they can't exist. Like, that's got to be against like the union rules. You can't be having a podcast with your coach talking basketball during the off season when you're not supposed to be working.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, who you gonna have replace him? Draymond?
Maybe.
That'd be interesting.
That would be Draymond. Interesting.
See, who else would be a good replacement for JJ Redick on that show?
I would say Jeff Van Gundy, but Jeff Van Gundy got a job with the Clippers now.
Jeff Van Gundy would not be a good fit.
He'd make me laugh.
Yeah, but look, LeBron ain't bringing nobody on that show that's trying to coach him. That's why JJ Redick y'all coach. Like,
chill out.
Anyway, you think JJ Redick out there to coach?
He gonna run some plays out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he gonna run the plays LeBron tell him to run. 90% of that podcast is JJ Redick saying stuff and LeBron saying, yeah, nah, I would do it like this.
It's gonna work out, I promise. It's gonna work out.
I mean, like, what does workout mean to you, Cole? That's the big question. Like, are we talking about workout championship or workout 4 seed or workout play-in or workout like it didn't ruin the franchise?
Ask me again next time we do a pod.
Sounds like playing. Sounds like another year of competing for the play-in for the Los Angeles Lakers. You heard it here first.
That is not what I said. It's not what I said.
What, y'all about to get the 4 seed in the West?
Let's see what the roster look like.
Wait. What can you do to that roster to get the 4 seed in the West? Tell me right now with a straight face what y'all about to do to the roster to get to with a 39-year-old LeBron James and a very inconsistently healthy Anthony Davis.
I ain't the GM. It ain't my job. You gonna see.
You tell me where you see the pathway to the 4th seed. Wait, was it Denver, Minnesota? Who else y'all got in front of y'all?
OKC.
OKC? Yeah, they ain't have. Wait. Memphis? Nah, Memphis. Well, they might be back after John get healthy.
Yeah, Memphis is in there after they get healthy. Dallas is still in there.
Oh yeah, the team in the finals. My bad. Such a forgettable performance. Like, but yeah, the Dallas Mavericks. Yeah, where you see a 4 seed? Sounds like the play-in to me, dog. Wait, the play-in started the 6 seed.
No, play-in is 7-8.
7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. Yeah, that feels about right. That feels about right, dog. Like, y'all gonna do that with trade Rui?
They might trade Rui.
Yeah, well, it's not going to change the fortunes of the team. But Rui trade,
it might change the fortunes of a team. But we ain't gonna get into that. We ain't gonna get into that.
Y'all gonna trade him to the Wizards again? Did he come for the Wizards?
He did come for the Wizards.
Why
would get out of there?
The NBA uses the Washington Wizards like goodwill? Why? Well, yeah, it's some use. Let's give it to the Wizards. Kyle Kuzma, like, is out there at goodwill. Jordan Poole, he out there at goodwill, you know? Hey, look, but for a while, they had Bradley Beal out there at the goodwill. Like, took him out. Wish they would have put him back, you know? Same thing with, who tried to build around John Wall? Was it the Rockets?
No, it's the Wizards.
No, the Rockets tried to trade for like John Wall and build something around him and Russ.
Yeah, I think that might have been no, because the Rockets tried to do it with James and Russ.
And then they traded for John Wall at some point.
Yeah, then they traded for John Wall, and John Wall was like, "This is the worst situation I've ever been in." Coming from the Wizards.
Oof. It's not good. That's not good. That man came from Goodwill and said, I'd rather be on the street. Like, dude, we gonna end up, Isaac Okoro gonna end up. Who on the Cavs will end up at Goodwill? Let me know in the comment section down